It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. The San Juan Broncos have been building some solid momentum midway through the season, and they've run their record to 5-1 on the year. Tonight, they're looking to keep it rolling against one of the best teams in the 3A classification. It's the last game of a 4-game road swing. Live from Manti High School, it's the Templars hosting the Broncos. Welcome to Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Welcome indeed live to Manti High School in Manti, Utah. An absolutely beautiful evening for football tonight as we welcome you in Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. It's Rhett Sifford alongside Art Adair as always, and we welcome you in tonight, Art, to what should be a really fun one here tonight. I know that there's some injury bugs that have bitten Manti, so they might be a little bit depleted tonight, but this is a team that comes in ranked number 4 in the 3A ranks. San Juan, of course, ranked number 1 in the 2A ranks, and we're expecting a bit of a knockdown drag-out tonight. San Juan's going to have to put up a good game against these guys. Yeah, I think it's going to be a battle on both sides of the field here, but obviously both teams have been bitten by the injury bug, and that's just what happens in high school football. And you're playing fast, you're playing physical, and you're going to get kids hurt. We've got kids on crutches and braces on San Juan's side, kids on crutches and braces on Manti's side. So it's just the same thing that San Juan talks about all the time, next man up and being prepared and just stepping into the role that you're given. And this is where, the Brock Purdy's of the world make their names. What's the rule about coming out and playing in crutches or on a wheelchair? Do they allow that? Yeah, I think that's allowed in bowling, but that's about it. Well, I know they have sled hockey as well, so that you can do it there too. But I know that these players are always sad, always disheartening to miss any games. And so, yeah, they want to be out there. They want to be contributing. And obviously it's a fun time of year midway through this football season. And this should be a fun matchup tonight. It's a meeting that doesn't really happen very often. When you look at it, 18 meetings between these two teams going back to 1975. San Juan has the edge at 12 wins to 6. This is only the second meeting since 2012, and there was a 41-27 win back in 2020 for San Juan. So it's been rare. This is the first matchup in 5 seasons. Manti is coached by Fred Takiaho, and he's in his 3rd season with a 21-10 record. I'm sad we didn't get a chance to talk with him. I think part of his pregame ritual is cruising around in a Razor and doing maintenance on the field, whether it's locking gates or I don't know what, but maybe that's how he gets mentally involved, so he wasn't available for discussion tonight. But I know he's ready to get going against the San Juan team tonight, and obviously it's a lot of mental preparation. Probably. He's probably just – a lot of head coaches have that kind of quirkiness. They like to have the way they do things, and they keep it real. Even they have a way to do things at home and on the road. And like I said, maybe that's his stress relief. He's playing number 1 team in 2A, a team that, is on fire. And maybe he's just like, hey, I got to get my mind off the game for a minute, clear my head. So didn't want to talk to us. Or maybe it's just he was so intimidated by that awesome beard you got going on, Rhett. I mean, you're intimidating with that stuff.
Say he didn't want to talk to me, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we did talk to Barkley, so that's fun, and we'll get a chance to hear from him a little bit later on. But taking a look at this team, their second best receiver is out. Ty Pringle, the senior, is injured for the season apparently. So that's a kid they're going to really miss. But when you look at the quarterback, he's a senior, Carter Mason. And this is a team that can pass the ball. He's got 1,647 yards this season. He's completing 66% of his passes, 17 TDs for the senior, and only 2 interceptions this year. So this is a team that can pass the ball when they block for him, for sure.
Yeah, they're kind of the same boat the San Juan is. They like to run the spread. They like to get out in space and throw the ball deep. But they also, if it's any indication of the JV game, the C-team game that was before this one, that slip screen that San Juan likes to run, little wide receiver screen, they ran that probably 50 times in that JV game. So I imagine that's something that they work on heavy here at Manti, and I expect we'll probably see that little slip screen to the wide receiver quite a few times tonight. They're pretty effective on it.
Yeah, and apparently they do the double pass every now and then too. They've had multiple kids throw the ball this year, so even the quarterback has caught a couple passes. So they like to do that. Jagger Neves has done that twice this year, once successfully. So we'll see if both these teams break that out in this game. But the main targets for Mason this season. Stone Mortensen, he's a kid who gets it done for this team. He's got 664 yards on 36 catches, so he's the main guy now with Ty Pringle out. 6 TDs for that senior. You've got Taulapapa. He has 20 catches, 244 yards, and a TD. Isaac, I think it's Crowther, maybe Crowther, I'm not sure. He's a senior, 3 touchdowns this year with 214 yards in the receiving game. And Isaiah Wright is a junior. He has 202 yards on 15 catches and 1 TD. But a guy, Art, I think we're going to call all night tonight is that Taulapapa kid. He's their running back as well. He's got 60 carries, 501 yards this season, and 8 TDs. So that reminds me a little bit of a kid who plays for San Juan, and we'll see how that goes tonight.
Yeah, in the trenches, I know we're talking about Manti, but they want to throw the ball. They want to find that open space. They want to see what defense is going to throw at them. So I know that San Juan likes to run a lot of man coverage, like to maybe a little cover 2 here and there, but they like to bring it up tight in the box. They like to have their DBs up there, so they're going to be really careful tonight on their man-on-man to not be peeking in the backfield, be watching those deep routes. They've been burned on a few times this year, and so if they're not careful, this could be a big night for Manti's passing game. They really got to shut down those passing lanes early and be physical up front with those receivers as they come across the line.
Yeah, I think as this year's gone on, Mason has shown the ability to throw to anybody, whether they're out of the backfield or slot back or wide receiver, wherever they're sitting before the ball snap, he might throw it to that kid. So definitely San Juan defense needs to be aware. I know, Art, you know of some defensive guys who might be missing, but Taulapapa leads the tackling on this team as well. He's got 57 stops this season. 7 of those are for loss. Jake Cox has 36 tackles, so you can see the drop-off there between those two players. Nelson Everett, 34 tackles. Kellen Lund has 33, and he's got 7 for loss. Isaac Crowther, 31 tackles. And then Mac Olson, I don't know, is he one of the kids who's missing tonight? I'm not sure. He's got 31 tackles as well, and 8 of those are for loss. And as far as sacking the quarterback goes, Mac Olson has led in that department with 4. Kellen Lund has 2.5 sacks this year. This is a team that has 13 takeaways on the season, and best I can tell, just those 2 interceptions. So this is really a team that's on the positive side of the turnover situation.
Yeah, we're going to have to just wait and see who they bring out on defense tonight in some of those positions, who's out there, who's not. The only Max I see on my roster has a different last name. It's Tiahoa. I can't.
Tiahoa Huda.
Yeah.
All right.
And he's a senior, and he's a big number 55. He's out tonight.
I'll help you. We'll take a break, and we'll talk about some of these kids.
Need to run over there to Ephraim and get some pronunciations from that coaching staff.
These guys in the booth might help us, but I don't know. They might make us sound silly too.
Yeah.
Because I know they came over here asking about Jagger Nieves' name, and so we had to set them straight on that.
Yeah, it's funny. They either call him Jagger Nieves or they call him Jagger.
Yeah, Jagger was a good one last week in Delta, too. That was a good one.
They either get the first or last name right, but never a combination.
That's right. Friday Night Lights tonight. Pregame show on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Manti hosting San Juan tonight. This should be a fun one. We're brought to you in part tonight by Bradford Tire, specializing in fast service with fair prices and quality customer care. Also, Colleen Kays, author of The 7 Dynamos of Organizational Power, and Creative Floors, covering all of San Juan County's carpet and flooring needs. That's one of the most geniusly written write-ups of all time, that Creative Floors covers all of San Juan County's carpet and flooring needs. I don't know who wrote that, but that's absolutely genius. All right, we're going to step aside, and we'll return on the pregame show. We'll talk about the San Juan Broncos when we come back to Manti. It is Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Maybe.
Do you have us on?
Ready to own a home in Utah or Colorado? The Britt Barton team at Primary Residential Mortgage, with over 30 years experience, crafts personalized loans with top rates and expert support. Buying, refinancing, or building your dream home? We've got you covered. Sit with Britt and begin your home ownership adventure. Visit our local pros for all your mortgage lending needs. Primary Residential Mortgage Incorporated is an equal housing lender, MLS number 3094.
Pain or injury sidelining you? Precision Rehab restores you and your loved ones back to peak performance with physical therapy in Monticello, Blanding, Montezuma Creek, and Monument Valley. Covered by most insurances. Call 435-678-3869 or visit precisionrehabutah.com.
Planning a weekend project? Red's Ace Hardware in Blanding has paint, tools, grills, and yard supplies from top brands like Craftsman and Weber. Visit us for great deals and expert advice.
Here at Lisle Northern Electric, we take pride in our highly qualified team, dedicated to serving our community. Whether you need commercial, residential, or solar electrical services, our certified experts are ready to meet your needs. We are proud to support our community, especially our youth and high school athletics. Lisle Northern Electric, serving our community since 1957.
With over half a century of combined experience, Countywide Realty has guided more deals than any other local team. From farms and ranches to homes and land, no one knows San Juan County like Countywide Realty.
Buying, selling, or refinancing. Trust Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, Southeastern Utah's only locally owned title company, serving San Juan and Grand counties for over 25 years. Visit us today.
Indeed, welcome back to Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. I don't think we've gotten that right all year long. I've come back to a coach's interview or an open every time. I love it. It is Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Rhett Sifford and Art Adair welcoming you in, as those of you watching the stream tonight on StreamUtah.Live can see the teams warming up out there on the Manti High School football field as the Templars get set to host the Broncos tonight, and this should be a real fun one. And want to switch gears now on the pregame show and talk about San Juan as some sprinkles start to fall here tonight in Manti, and we're blessed. We got a spot in the booth again tonight. That hasn't been the case over these past couple games sometimes, but you can see the rainbow that's in the sky about to kick off this game tonight. There might be a pot of gold down there. I can actually see where that thing lands. So, but like I said, we got a chance to chat with head coach Barkley Christensen. Art, Barkley's going for his 80th win tonight at the helm of the San Juan Broncos, so I know this will be a fun one for him, and let's hear what he has to say as he gets set to go tonight coaching against the Manti Templars. Coach, you guys had a couple things come together for your team last week, and I think you got that game that you've been wanting to, where you had a complete four-quarter effort.
Yeah, that was fun last week. But I've been chasing the girlfriend of winning for a long time, and she's ruthless, so she doesn't really care about last week. It's already what can we do this week. So yeah, hopefully we can build on last week, but it's a brand new week.
Coach, thanks for taking some time out to chat with me. 3 games in the books. It's hard to believe, but it's week 4. Well, folks, we do apologize. It looks like we had the wrong one queued up. We'll see if we can get that fixed. Maybe if you can get in touch with Caleb and let him know about that. But while we try to get that fixed, we'll see if we can talk about the stats here for this team. And, of course, Bo Yeomans has strung together a couple really good games after the passing game was a bit slow to get out of the gates this year. But, man, in these last couple weeks, Bo Yeomans has been nigh unto unstoppable. And on the season this year, he's got 1,740 yards passing. He's completing 62% of his passes this season with 12 TDs and 9 interceptions on the season. And for these last 2 games, he has not thrown an interception. So that has been a big advancement for this passing game for this San Juan Broncos team. And, of course, his main target so far this year has been Trip Palmer, who has 673 yards on the season, 33 catches, 6 TDs. That leads the team for sure. Jagger Neves, though, out of the backfield is caught for 392 yards on 27 catches, and he has 3 TDs. Brig Palmer has really been coming up in these past couple weeks, and he's got 25 catches, 348 yards, and 2 TDs. And then Nash Young is a name we'll call as well. 9 catches for him on the season, 155 yards, and 1 TD. And, Art, are we going to see Cole Duke back in uniform this week? That's the question, I guess, because I know. Oh, sorry, now you're on. we're off the rails, man. We're off the rails.
We're battling through it over here tonight. I meant to look for him. I don't see him on the sidelines. I'm trying to find him in pads, and there he is, number 31, Cole Duke. So I think we'll have him.
Yep.
We'll see how sparingly they use him tonight.
Well, the senior does have 120 catches on the year, but he's missed 3 games, and so we'll see how much of a factor he is tonight. Obviously, he was a big deal for the Broncos in those first 3 games. I do think we're ready to talk with Coach Christensen now, so let's hear the legit interview with Coach Christensen before we continue on in the pregame show here.
Coach, you guys have really been getting in the swing of it. Things have been coming together for you. You're starting to look like yourselves, and it looks like you're having fun out there.
Yeah, it's football. It should be fun, right? And it's been a good couple weeks, but we have a fun and we get another fun test tonight. So again, we're just grateful for the opportunity to be able to do this.
Yeah, I was going to say, you guys have not shied away from the tough opponents this year. This should really be a knockdown drag-out tonight that, like you said, will really test you.
That's what I think. I hope not, but no, they're a really good team. They've got, and it's funny how we match up. We're built, and we've matched up in the summer. We played, 3 7-on-7s against them, and they were all 3 knockdown dragouts. We fortunately got the best of them. We were 2-1 against them this summer, but built very similar. They've got star power all over the field. They've got areas where they're young, not a ton of depth in some areas, and so it's funny how well we match up and how similar our teams really are when you look at it. So yeah, it should be a fun one.
72 points in the JV game, 1 touchdown separation. It might be the same tonight. For us, for broadcasters, that is fun. This is what we look for. I know it's fun to blow out a team. It's fun to have easy wins, but these are the games that, to me, are the funnest.
Yeah, it could be I think it will be fun. And they really are fun for me, too. I act like they're not, and I act like the blowouts are fun. But, the Beaver game, the Kanab game, those, you look back at even just over the years, some of our closer games, those are always the fun ones. So I think it's shaped up to be a dang fun game tonight.
Well, Bo, the sophomore, really came out against South Summit. We wondered if it was going to be fluky or if he was going to maintain. He was able to maintain. So you guys obviously want to maintain that for the rest of the season. How does that look tonight? How do you want to come out against this team?
Just got to have confidence and just play within the offense just like he has been doing. He doesn't need to do too much. He just needs to, take what they're giving him. And it could be a lot. It could just be, ride the run game. I don't know. But he's got to read it, and we're just going to continue to unlock him. And if he goes out there and he throws 6 touchdowns, great. If he throws 6 picks, great. You know what I mean? Just play his game, and he's going to continue to learn as he goes. That's the only way to do it.
We wanted to wait until he was showing himself as an all-star, and we got a chance to talk with him last week in the post game. And is it how his confidence goes, how the team's confidence goes? Are they kind of built that way as far as brotherhood?
I think so, but and it's not just Bo. We've got some other kids that we ride the roller coaster a little bit, and the highs are high and the lows get a little bit low, and so we've got to figure out how to get that dip. And it seems like we have the last couple of games, and that's what I've talked to you about. That's why I was so frustrated early in the summer, in the fall as well, is what you saw the last 2 weeks is what we're capable of every single game. But now we've got to get nerves out, and confidence is a big thing with every single one of those guys, from the O-line to the defense to the quarterback to the running back. It's huge with every one of them.
Sometimes it takes 5 or 6 games, and then it's kind of business as usual, and you see the team that you really have.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I've told them we don't want to peak too early, and this is going to be a fun test, and I think this will really show us, again, where we're at.
All right, Coach, we appreciate it, man. Have fun. This should be a good one tonight, man.
Thank you. Thanks for coming, man.
I'm excited.
And we do appreciate Coach Barkley Christensen for chatting with us before the game as we get set for the national anthem tonight. It looks like it's going to be some electric guitar action. So we're going to turn it up and let you hear this as we get set for the national anthem tonight at Manti High School. Yes, the national anthem tonight. I mean, if there's one thing I learned from School of Rock, it's that rock ain't perfect, man, and that was good. That was the national anthem. It's not very often you get a chance to hear it like Eddie Van Halen does it, but that was pretty fun right there as we get set to kick it off tonight with the Manti Templars hosting the San Juan Broncos. And just want to take a minute to look at this San Juan defense before we get underway. Thomas Harding, the leading tackler, the leading tackler, 49 stops for him on the year. But Jonas Jeppesen has rolled up to tie him, actually. They both have 49 tackles, a junior and a senior right there, respectively. Jagger Neves with 46 tackles. George McNaughton, we've called his name relentlessly this year. He has 45 stops, but the big thing for him is that 13 of those have been for loss this year. And Trip Palmer has 43 tackles on the season. Not surprisingly, George McNaughton is leading far and away. In the sacks department, he has 8. Everybody else has 1. Trip Palmer, Thomas Hardin, Tyler Jacobson, Stetson Black, and Jace Razor all with 1 sack on the season. And obviously Black is out for the year. But Art, this San Juan team has 14 takeaways now on the season. They moved ahead of their 10 turnovers last weekend, so that bodes well for this squad as they kind of make the turn midway through the year.
Yeah, defensively they've really come alive. They've done a great job. In the past, we've seen them give up, 20, 30 points a game past seasons, and I think Coach Bobby Bowering has really tightened things up with this crew. They fly to the ball like typical Bowering defenses do. They really hunt. The one thing that they've kind of struggled with is just the arm tackling, wrapping up. But when they get on fire, man, it's hard to run against this team, and it's hard to move the ball. So, like I said earlier in the Manti pregame, they're going to have to do a good job with defensive backs, safeties, whatever coverage Coach Bowering calls, whether it's man or cover 2 or 3, even if they drop back into a cover 4. Their zone sometimes has been their Achilles heel on defense because it allows space for receivers to find in between the second and third levels. And we've seen that throughout this year. That's where some teams have had some success in the passing games, is those intermediate 8 to 15-yard passing routes in between the defensive zone where you have overlapping zone responsibilities. You see teams kind of capitalizing on that. So they're really going to have to kind of shut that down, play a little tight, play a little ball hawk, and really just go after this Manti quarterback with that defensive line.
Yeah, and talk about going after the quarterback, that's going to be key. Can they get pressure on the quarterback, on Carter Mason tonight? So we'll see how that goes. And it looks like San Juan is going to be receiving to start it off. So that is a change from the past couple weeks where both South Summit and Delta were able to get a situation where they got the ball first. I don't know, did Manti defer tonight, or how did this come to be?
I wasn't watching the coin flip.
I missed it. I was looking down there, but somehow just went right past my brain. So at any rate, San Juan's going to receive. We're just about set to get underway tonight. The San Juan Broncos visiting the Manti Templars. It's 2A number 1, visiting 3A number 4 tonight. And the only losses for this Manti team to Richfield and Center, who are 2 of the top 3 teams in the 3A. So this should be a fun one tonight as the opening kickoff goes out of bounds. So that's not the way Manti wanted to start as they get the illegal procedure on the opening kick. San Juan's going to have the ball with good field position here to start.
You talked a little bit in the pregame about the young quarterback, the sophomore. But this is a team in San Juan that has played 6 sophomores this season. In various roles, 4 of them starters, and Gage Palmer on the line. Brig Palmer, you talked about him. And then you've got Bo Yeomans and then also Max Stearns, who's played. He's been injured a couple weeks, but played be a starter. And then you've got some other sophomores, and then quite a few freshmen on the kickoff and kick return team. So you've got a young team here in San Juan that bodes well for the future.
Absolutely. They're going to go to the ground on first down. Jagger Neves will bounce it out off left tackle. He's going to go down the sideline and gash the Manti defense on first down. That's going to go for 25 yards on the first touch of the night for the senior.
And who's out in front blocking there? But Cole Duke, we just talked about him being back from injury, and he's out there leading the charge, number 31, on that big, long end-around left side run play.
So very quick again, San Juan up to the line of scrimmage. They're going to hand off again, and Jagger Neves again has a lot of room. Flag flies behind him, but if the play stands, he tiptoes the line and is going to be down at the 2, but I'm guessing it's coming back to the 40 where all the flags are lying.
Yeah, when a white hat throws a flag like that, it's usually a holding or a block in the back, and you're going to get a holding call against the Broncos.
So that was quick as the Broncos gash the Manti defense on back-to-back plays. The second one's not going to stand, but Art here just coming out. San Juan offense showing they can move it down the field with ease, just handing it off to Jagger Neves.
And they went heavy that time. They brought big George McNaughton in, who's a defensive specialist for the Broncos, as a lead blocker on that play off the right side. And obviously Coach Christian has showed that in these first 2 plays he wants to establish the run early, and he wants to just pound the rock down the Templars.
Well, that one drops San Juan back 5 yards to midfield. It'll be first down and 15. Neves will get the handoff again. This time they send him right up the middle. He's going to pick up 4 yards, but nothing more than that. So the San Juan senior has 29 yards here in the early stages on 2 touches. That's unfortunate for him. He would have had a lot more than that if that play would have stood. But it'll be second down and 13 instead here from just shy of the Manti 45-yard line.
And we're right by the band.
That's right. We are in a booth, though, so we're a little bit sheltered. Bo Yeomans pump fakes, now throws into traffic. It's going to be picked off on the first throw from the sophomore tonight. And now Manti can return it down the sidelines. Only Bo Yeomans there to save the touchdown. He will make the tackle back at his own 30. But Bo Yeomans' first pass attempt of the night goes for an interception.
Yeah, and there's 3 guys there in coverage, Rhett. Just he's under duress as he throws that. There's 2 Broncos in the area. Great coverage by the Templars to get there and get that. And then great job by Yeomans to get up and come clean it up, make a tackle, save the touchdown there because he was the only one in between the goal line and that Templar on the pick.
So Manti will have the ball all the way back at the San Juan 31, and so the Templars with a huge stop on their first defensive series. They force the turnover, which is something San Juan hasn't been guilty of at all these past couple weeks, as the Manti band just continues to rock it here tonight. I mean, they're smooth down there, and the first pass from Carter Mason flies awry and incomplete. So that's how Manti starts on offense. It'll be second and 10.
Good pressure there by the defense. They were in there, but also just a wide thrown ball, just led the receiver a little too much. He was open. If he hits him in stride, he collects that ball. He goes up the field. But like I said, that's that space in that zone that's going to be open there for the Templars.
Mason will work from the shotgun, has one man to his right, and will hand to that man, and it's going to be off tackle. He will bounce it inside, though, and drags 2 or 3 San Juan defenders across the 25 to the 24, and it looks like that is Taulapapa, no surprise, who carries for 7 yards right there on his first touch.
Yeah, and if you're San Juan's defense, you got to hit them and drive them backwards. You can't let them carry you.
And he'll get it again this time as that Trip Palmer, who hits him from behind, makes the initial touch. It looks like he was able to get free and bounced it to the outside for a couple yards, but it will be 4th and 1 here.
Yeah, you got to wrap them up. You cannot let this kid get going. He is a stud running back. And luckily for him, for the Broncos, Jepson gets up there and cleans it up.
4th and 1, and the quarterback will step up under center. And they snap the ball to the ground, and Mason has to jump on that to save the possession, and that's going to turn it over on downs. So a miscue right there, as it looked like they were trying to get San Juan to jump offside, and then the center snapped the ball. Mason wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, the center, obviously it's a called hard count, and then check with me. The quarterback hard counts him. San Juan doesn't move. He goes to check with the coach for what he wants to do. You want us to run a play here? Do you want us to punt? What are we doing? Timeout. And the center, he must not have got the message because he snapped the ball. And either way, luckily for San Juan, it didn't go forward and they recovered. But a fumble forward is not advanced by the offense this year.
Well, that's a break for the Broncos as the interception does not turn into points. And, boy, that looked like a horse collar tackle to me by Taulapapa as Jagger Neves is dragged down from behind. He'll pick up 4 yards on his first carry on this series.
Yeah, I saw the same thing, Rhett. He comes in and watching the replay, gets the back of the jersey, drags him down by it. He doesn't drag him down backwards, but it's still you can't reach up there and grab that horse collar, so a missed call there.
Well, it's another handoff to Neves, and he's not going to go for a whole lot here a couple on this carry will bring up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Yeah, I'd look to see Coach Christian go into some little short passes here. Maybe a comeback, maybe a quick in, quick out route, something to get Bo his first completion.
Yeah, is that interception something that devastates his confidence earlier, or can he bounce back is going to be the question. He'll pitch on the run-pass option here, and Jagger Neves is going to get the Broncos a 1st down and more as he rumbles out across the 40. That's going to be a pickup of 12 yards, and again, the Broncos will move the chains on that one.
And a great call there, little option play. Let the quarterback make that decision. He reads that perfectly, pitches it out to Jagger, and Jagger gets up the field for the 1st down. I don't think Bo's confidence is rattled, in answer to your question, Rhett.
Yeah, and we're probably going to see him pass here soon. He's going to throw one to the flat. This time hits Trip Palmer. This has been their famous pass, and nobody's going to catch him again as he weaves his way through the D. No flags on the field. It's going to go for a 60-yard touchdown pass from Bo Yeomans to Trip Palmer.
Little wide receiver screen, that little bubble they like to do. They run it all the time. That's the play that I said Manti was running the C-team game earlier, and San Juan, the blocking was outstanding on that play. I mean, not just the blocking, but there was a lineman out there, and I can't remember who it might have been, Cash Palmer or Gage, but one of them, they knew they were going to get blocked in the back, so they just held up, and that's the best block you can do is not block.
And the Broncos will go for 2, and Brig Palmer falls ahead. San Juan says they got it, but it looks like it's going to be whistled down on the half-yard line, no good. So I think the Broncos were 8 for 8, I think, last week to start in that game against Delta on 2-point tries, but negative to start tonight. So it will remain a 6-0 lead, 8:41 to go in the opening quarter. The Broncos draw first blood here tonight in Manti. Will step aside and return to Manti High School. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
At Energy Fuels, creating opportunities and participating in the local community is important to us. Thanks to our dedicated employees, we're safely producing critical materials that support cleaner energy sources and a better planet for future generations. Knowing that the youth of today will make great contributions tomorrow, Energy Fuels is a proud supporter of high school athletics within our communities.
Welcome back to Manti High School. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live as the San Juan Broncos lead it 6-0 over Manti here on the first touchdown pass of the night, a 60-yarder from Bo Yeomans to Trip Palmer, his first catch of the night, and now a good return for the Templars will push them out to midfield here. And a nice return by number 10. And I'm not sure why I don't have him on the list.
Bodie Jones.
Thank you. Bodie Jones on the return for Manti.
And we had San Juan had in there Cole Duke on the kicking. He hasn't kicked for 3 or 4 weeks due to injury, obviously.
He kicked the ball there?
But he kicked it, and
wow.
I looked. It looked like it was a planned mid-range kick to see if they could recover it, but didn't work out too well.
Well, Manti will start from midfield. Last time the Bronco defense got a stop. Basically forced a 3 and out. Here's a long bomb by Mason, and he hits his man. And down to the 15-yard line on a beautiful pitch and catch.
How is that not an offensive pass interference for you to have the ability to watch on the replay? The receiver extends his arm, if we're going to see it, right there and pushes off. That is textbook offensive pass interference.
So it stands regardless, and the first successful pass of the night is to Isaiah Wright. And it's a long one, and now they go to the outside. Flags fly. If it stands, it'll be a touchdown, but it looks like they're going to get called like San Juan did on Jagger Neves' first big run of the game, and that's going to be coming back.
Yeah, and unfortunately for the Templars, he just number 26 grabs onto the Bronco defender and just hurdles him, almost cow catchers him to the turf. And, yeah, you can't do that. You can block, but you can't grab him and throw him down as an offensive player.
But just like San Juan, Manti on back-to-back plays showing they can move it down the field. And so the 23-yard catch from pass from Carter Mason to Isaiah Wright has them set up, but they were inside the 20 in the red zone, but that holding penalty pushes them all the way back out to the 27. So it's a 1st down and 20 now, and we'll see how much damage that does to the Manti offense. Mason will drop back and has good protection. Now he flushes out to the right side, and he'll carry it himself and picks up 7 of those 10 yards back to the 20-yard line.
Good pressure by the defensive line, even better coverage downfield. The quarterback had nowhere to go, and that's just sticking with your man, not watching the quarterback, but eyes on your responsibility and just playing defense in the secondary. If you let your guy go and he scrambles out, that could be bad news. Good job by the San Juan secondary.
Mason faces pressure this time, but they set up the screen, and it's going to work really well. It's going to get him down to the 10-yard line, and it's a nice open field tackle by Nash Young that basically is going to save a touchdown. There was a crowd of San Juan players there. Let's see who makes this catch on the screen. I'm going to need some help here. Is that number 2?
23.
No, 23. So that's the running back. And that was, let's see, I think that's a 5. That's like a 13-yard pass play there. So we'll see if we can get that squared away in just a sec. But they're going to, couldn't tell, is this a pass or a handoff? Oh, it's a quarterback running. And he's going to get a yard, maybe 2, and not much more. So this will be a 4th down and short here for Manti. So 2 yards on the carry for the quarterback. That 13-yard pass was to Taulapapa, his first catch of the night.
And you're hoping you can get an early snap again on this play, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. It's a big 4th down here for Manti, obviously driving and knocking on the door. They could get a first down here and not score. They're going to do it simply and hand off to Taulapapa. He will rumble off right guard for 3 yards, and that will move the chains. So that's going to make it a 1st and goal for the Manti Templars.
Yeah, just a straight run up the middle, power running game for the Templars. They're in tight with everyone. Now they slip the running back out.
And Mason has time. Now he's flushed. He's going to signal a guy to go deeper. Now he reverses field as he spins away, and he'll lose his footing all the way back at the 21 and wipe out. And so that's a huge loss that will push Manti all the way back outside the red zone.
Yeah, and now you don't have the first down marker to get a first down. You got to do all this in 3 downs now.
That was a loss of 17 for the quarterback. So that is a tough break.
I didn't see a kicker warming up before the game, so yeah. I'm assuming this is 4-down territory.
Yeah,
Go for it.
Well, 2nd down and goal back at the 21. You don't hear that every day, but that's the situation for Manti. Mason will throw to the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown. What a play as they bounce back from the huge loss and send a dagger into the heart of the San Juan Broncos right there on a touchdown pass. And that's Carter Mason on a 21-yarder to Isaiah Wright.
Wow. Just a great pass and catch. He put it right in there. Great coverage there by Nash Young. Just, 3 inches of more height on Nash, and he might be right in the middle, but his hand was there. He had good coverage. Just a heck of a throw and heck of a catch there by the Templars.
And so both teams have scored on a passing touchdown here tonight. And we are tied at 6, but Manti adds the extra point here on the kick. So Manti will take the lead, 7-6. 6 minutes exactly to go in the opening quarter. So we've got ourselves what we thought we might. And it's a knockdown drag out here early. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live will take a break and return to Manti High School.
Blue Mountain Foods, Monticello's hometown grocer, offers fresh meat, deli, bakery, and curbside pickup. Check BlueMountainFoods.com for weekly specials. Open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 64 West Center Street.
Canyonlands Tire and Blanding offers top quality tires, auto repairs, and fast service. Stop by for all your tire needs. Your local tire experts at Canyonlands Tire.
At Red Mechanical, we believe strong communities start with strong support, and that includes cheering on our local high school athletes. We've proudly served the Four Corners with dependable HVAC and plumbing solutions, keeping homes and businesses comfortable season after season. From the field to your front door, we're here for you. Red Mechanical, proud supporters of high school sports and our local communities.
San Juan Building Supply in Blanding has lumber, tools, and building materials for any project. Enjoy quality products and expert advice. Call 435-678-2000 or come in and see us at 1050 South Main Street.
Welcome back live to Manti High School. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. We've got ourselves a game here in Manti as the hometown Templars have just scored to take the lead here with 6 minutes left in the first quarter. 7-6 in favor of Manti after a 21-yard touchdown pass from Carter Mason to Isaiah Wright. It's Wright's second touchdown catch of the season. And for Carter Mason, his 18th touchdown pass. Earlier in this first quarter, Bo Yeomans threw his 13th touchdown pass. Trip Palmer caught his 7th of the season. And now Jagger Neves will get another opportunity. But boy, Art, the Manti defense, after those first 2 touches for Jagger, have really been handling him well. He only gets 1 yard right here.
Yeah, and the difference is I think they were trying to pop it outside. They're running off tackle. And the last few runs they've tried to run inside in the A and B gap. I think they need to go back to the outside run game where they were having success in those first couple of runs.
2nd down and 9, and Yeomans drops back to pass. He's going to run right up the middle himself on what operated like a quarterback draw, but only 3 yards on the gain, and this will bring up 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, Manti's really tightened up their interior 4 linemen there with their 2-back set. They got 3 backers up there, bringing 1 up tight. He drops back sometimes, but they're really doing a good job on the interior of that defensive front in keeping San Juan contained.
I've got that as his first carry of the night for 3 yards, so a big 3rd down here for the San Juan offense on their own side of midfield. Jagger Neves will get the handoff. I believe that was Jagger.
Yeah.
Almost looked like Jace Razor in there, but it's only going to go for a couple. So the Manti defense forces 4th down here. San Juan at their own 41 need to get to the 45.
And Manti had 6 guys up on the line of scrimmage, dropped 1 back, but just putting a lot of pressure.
And they will go for it, and fighting for the yardage is Jagger Neves, and he did not get there. It's going to be a pickup of 2. He'll be 2 yards shy, and that's going to give the ball back to Manti at the San Juan 44.
Yeah, they're just having a hard time running in between the tackles right now. Manti has the leverage and has obviously the mojo. They're just whatever San Juan's trying to throw at them isn't working right now inside the tackle box.
Manti with a couple of stops here on their home turf, and this is a big one. They get the ball up by 1 point. So a 1st and 10 for Manti from the San Juan 44. Leading 7-6 here in front of the hometown crowd. And I know tonight is neon night. It's not that the cheerleaders are just trying to be the most exceptionally safe cheerleading crew in the state, wearing their reflective vests down there tonight, but there was a nice carry to the outside there for Manti. Was that the running back?
23,
yeah. Tala Papa.
And he's hard to bring down with the first man. You got to really wrap him up and rally to that tackle. He is chugging those big old tree trunks.
That was a 6-yard run. Now Mason passes complete to the near side, and man, this Manti team has some thunder right now. That is a pickup of 5-10. That's going to be a 15-yard pass. As Manti is on the move here, and that was Isaiah Wright with another catch. He's got 59 yards on 3 catches now. He's been the main target for Mason so far. Mason will hand off to Tala Papa again, and he'll go off right guard or maybe right off the right side of the center that time. And how about this? It's going to be about a 4-yard pickup for Tala Papa.
Yeah, and San Juan had him at the line of scrimmage, even a little bit behind it. But he's, like I said, Rhett, he is just a power running kid. That good-looking running back just keeps his feet moving. You know, an object in motion is hard to stop.
And it looks like the Broncos jump offside this time, so flags fly. And it's likely this is going to give Manti a 2nd down and 1 yard to go situation into the San Juan red zone here by virtue of the penalty. So Manti, I think that's what they were trying to do when they errantly snapped the ball before. This time they make it work, and it's 2nd down and 1. As they go to the San Juan 18 with the ball here on the penalty. So Manti knocking on the door again already with the 7-6 lead in this one. And a 2nd down and 1 right here in the San Juan red zone. As Mason working from the shotgun, but flags fly before they snap the ball. Looks like this is going to be a false start. So the Templars will give that 5 yards right back to San Juan.
Just like when you go to Vegas, you give They give you 10, they take 10 back.
That's right.
And, this is a high pressure game tonight. I mean, you've got one of the, like you said, best teams in the 3A, best team in the 2A, and this is bragging rights. I don't care what classification you're in.
Right.
Anytime you go up against a good quality football team, you want to win the game because you want bragging rights. And like Coach said, they play these guys in the summer on 7-7.
Yeah.
They come to their camp. They want to be able to talk trash.
Yeah,
next year.
very familiar. These players have obviously smelled each other before tonight. So there's a double team on the blocking. A lot of hands over here as Mason throws to the end zone. It was a jump ball, and Manti is going to pull it down out of the sky for a 26-yard touchdown pass. And I'm trying to see who makes that catch. I think that's number 5. As Mason throws just to the back of the end zone, and 4 San Juan defenders were there, but it somehow finds its way to Stone Mortensen. It's hard to believe that's his first touch of the night, and I think that was actually a 24-yard touchdown pass based on the penalty. You'll have to help me with the PAT here as Manti strikes again. And the PAT is good, and so Manti leads it 14-6 as Carter Mason hits Stone Mortensen for the first time tonight, a 24-yard touchdown pass, and Manti has a 2-touchdown lead.
Yeah, Manti's really come out with a lot of aggression after that first San Juan touchdown and asserted their will here in between the hash marks. And just even when they do something bad, they come back on a 2nd and 29.
It's like the San Juan team we've seen when
and
they
goal,
bounce back after penalties.
And then throw a dart to the back of the end zone in great coverage for a touchdown. And then that one right there, just the receiver streaking across the backside of the never quit on his route, just kept working for his quarterback, and his quarterback's able to find him. So, like we talked about in the pregame, Rhett, San Juan's going to have to really tighten down with their safeties and corners. They're going to have to do a good job against hitting these guys at line of scrimmage. You might want to do some bump coverage here when you're doing your zone, if you're Bobby, to try to rattle these guys a little bit in their passing routes.
Well, the kickoff is going to be returned by San Juan, and Trip Palmer has space. Down the sideline he goes, and he slips a tackle over on the far side, just runs out of space as he goes out of bounds, but the Broncos will return it back to midfield and have great field position to start this set of downs.
And I know the first long pass play you throw with the young Yeomans, he throws a pick, but I think you got to go back to who you are as an offense. The running game just not dialed in right now because they are just stacking the box if you're the Templars. San Juan really needs to stretch the defense. They need to widen them out. They need to open up the playbook a little bit here.
And we'll see what they decide as Bo Yeomans rolls out to his right, dumps it off to Jace Razor out of the backfield, and it's complete, but it's going to go for a loss of 2 on the play.
Yeah, you just don't have a lot of red jerseys deep down in the field, 15, 20, 30 yards deep, Rhett. You've got them all up within 10, 15 yards of the line of scrimmage. And when you do that, it's real easy for them to collapse on the play. You have got to make this defense honest. You've got to let Bo throw the ball down the field. I know he throws a pick, but you know what? He's thrown those before and come back and look great. So
yeah, well, his
next
next pass was a 60-yard touchdown. So, he had help from his receiver, Trip Palmer. But you're right. Right now, the Manti defense is winning the battles in that front end there, and it's that's a no-gain run for Jagger Neves as he gets another touch.
Wide receiver screen or a running back screen would work well here with as much pressure as Manti's putting on.
That is 9 carries now for Jagger Neves, 52 yards. Yeomans is going to throw right side. I don't know if he was hit or if that was deflected. It came out awkwardly and sails incomplete on the near side, intended for Trip Palmer.
Yeah, if you're San Juan, you definitely don't want to dig yourself a hole here against this Manti team. The way they're currently moving the ball and the way they're passing the ball and catching it, you want to make sure you can, if you don't advance this, punt this and bury them deep.
A big 4th down here, and let's see. Yeah, like you said, Art, they're not going to punt. They're going to go for it near midfield. Yeomans throws complete. If Brig Palmer brought it in, they say he does not. It would not have been enough for a first down anyway. So I think the pass incomplete, correct?
Yep.
And so that will be a turnover on downs, and Manti is going to get the ball at midfield again.
Yeah, unfortunate. You just, for some reason, whatever Manti's doing up there in the trenches is working a lot better than what San Juan's blocking scheme is right now.
So Manti has the edge here on their home turf. Lead it 14-6. 1:38 to go in the opening quarter, and they're getting the ball back right here with good field position. They're actually going to be at the San Juan 47. I thought it was midfield, but back at the 47. So the Templars are starting from there, and they have succeeded on both of their last two possessions. As Carter Mason throws complete to the far side, they stretch that San Juan D with these passes out into the flat, and it's been working. And that's going to go for, looks like, 7 yards right here.
Well, and it's like we talked about in the C-team game. They ran this play probably 30 times, but they're just taking what San Juan's defense. San Juan is traditionally on the defense. They like to play off receiver. They don't like to play a lot of bump coverage. They like to play deep. Their first guy is usually at 8. Their second guy is at 10 to 12. And they like to play that so they can flow into their zone and they can show man or zone, whatever Coach Barron calls. But right now, when you're playing 8 yards off your receiver, it really opens up the passing game for those quick receiver hitches.
Yeah, it was a 7-yarder from Mason to Wright, and that has been the main connection so far for Manti, but this time it's the running back right up the middle, and he bounces it to the left side of the field, and he gashes the San Juan D for 14.
Nash Young on the touchdown-saving tackle there.
And so now with that run, Taulapapa has 36 yards rushing on 6 carries. And a new set of downs for the Templars as they're knocking on the door again. This one's down to the 27.
And at some point, if you're the defensive coaching staff, even the head coach for San Juan, you got to think, hey, is a timeout here wisely used with them just marching the ball down the field to settle our guys down?
Yeah, right now everything Mason is doing is succeeding. They're going to give him pressure this time and force an incomplete pass on the sideline. They were really bearing down on him, and he miraculously avoids a sack. He nearly made a play out of that thing as one of his receivers was coming back to help, but the incompletion makes it 2nd and 10.
Yeah, great pressure on that play. Obviously, a unit that was able to get pressure on the quarterback. Unfortunately, not able to bring him down and get a good sack out of that and a loss of yards. But if you can get pressure on the quarterback and make him get happy feet and throw a terrible pass like that, that's what you need for San Juan. The sack would be great, but you just need this kid not to light it up.
Well, Mason had completed 6 in a row before that incompletion. The Broncos would like that trend to continue as far as the incompletion goes. Here's a fake pitch to the outside, an arm tackle in the middle there, and Carter Mason says no thank you, slips right through that and picks up 5 yards for the Templars.
Yeah, break down, anticipate, that he's going to make a cut. You don't know which way. You got a 50-50 chance of the defender to guess right. So that's why you just break down, chop your feet, and then let him commit before you try to reach out there. And that's what's happened a lot with this defensive unit is they're just reaching for tackles, and Manti's just exposing them a little bit here.
The Templars knocking on the door to the San Juan red zone again, just outside the 20. Mason will hand off to Taulapapa again, and he's showing why he's the big running back for this Manti offense as he drives it in a crowd down to the 15. That is a pickup of 7 and moves the chains again for the Templars into the San Juan red zone once again.
That's their first converted 3rd down.
Well, yeah, they haven't even.
Yeah.
Is that the first time they faced 3rd down other than their first possession?
They're 1 of 3 right now.
And it looks like they're going to be content to let time run out on the first quarter. They've got an 8-point lead. The Manti Templars, after 1 quarter of play here on their home turf, lead the visiting San Juan Broncos 14-6 in a battle between a couple of the top teams in the state in their respective classifications. San Juan in the 2A, Manti in the 3A. And again, a 14-6 lead for Manti. We'll take a break and return to Manti High School as you get a nice close-up of someone's fingerprint there on StreamUtah.Live and Red Rock 92.
Lee Collision Repair and Restoration in Blanding offers top-quality auto body and glass services. Visit us on North Grayson Parkway or call Jackson at 435-485-0069 today.
San Juan Credit Union. Your money, your future, your credit union. We have branches available in Blanding, Monticello, and Bluff. Come on down and see us.
San Juan County Adult Education empowers adults with technical, business, and college skills to join the workforce, earn a high school diploma, or GED. Visit a USU Learning Center or email gina.grover@sjsd.org to learn more.
Welcome back live to Manti High School. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live as we head into the second quarter. Manti leading San Juan here in Manti 14-6. Want to say hi back in Monticello/Eastland to my boys, Alan and James tonight, and my wife Abby, as I know they're watching. And boy, there's no time delayed here, but flags fly on Manti's first snap here. So that was a bit disjointed. Looks like that might be coming back. But yeah, hi to you guys back in Eastland tonight. Love you guys. And I know not much time left before bedtime as they get a little football in tonight.
There was no one out there but Nash Young, and Nash about half the size as Talapapa.
Yeah.
And his eyes were probably big. And we get a holding call.
That's a merciful break for San Juan as, man, the Templars just driving it right now on these last 3 possessions.
But every time they've got a penalty, Rat, or
they've thrown a touchdown on their next play. Yeah,
it's like you said, it doesn't affect them like it doesn't affect San Juan most time.
Yeah, the Broncos have had no answer defensively for Manti these last 3 series. Let's see, Manti trying to complete their 3rd series in a row. San Juan looking for a big stop here, just underway in the second quarter. Down by a couple touchdowns, down by a touchdown, 8 points.
Start. Back-to-back penalties.
Yeah, so Manti shooting themselves in the foot here. That helps San Juan immensely as this will push it all the way back to the 30.
Or maybe they just have a first down and 30 play that they really want to run, Rat.
Yeah. Well, this makes it where I can see them out the window again. I lost sight of them there as this booth is exciting, folks. This thing is historical. I know they're going to stretch it and make it bigger next year, and it might undergo a remodel, but this is a classic old field with a classic old set of stands. The steps leading up here are all 3 feet tall. You lose your breath on the way up here, and it's a great vantage point. There you go. He throws deep. Little contact down there. They let it go, and the Broncos disrupt that pass. Incompletion makes it 2nd down and a country mile back at the 30.
I think it was a pretty bang-bang play.
Yeah.
Good for the official to keep it in his pocket. He
Yeah,
actually
nothing
checked
wrong
with
with
the
that.
sideline real quick to see what he thought. He was like, no. Right here you can see him point up here. See if you got a call. No call.
And again, Carter Mason, no qualms about throwing into double and triple coverage against this San Juan D. He's got a beautiful quick ball out there, and I mean, that was within inches of being another completed touchdown. So he will take it again from the shotgun. Looks to throw down the middle again, a little comeback pattern, and San Juan looking for an open field tackle. They force the receiver out of bounds over here on the near side. Looks like it's going to be a no gain on the play, but Mason does connect with his main man tonight, Isaiah Wright.
And he just runs out of bounds. You would like to see him, if you're Manti, cut back into the inside.
Yeah, make it, stop on that 30 or on that hash and turn. But it wasn't to be. Mason runs out of pressure, fakes a throw downfield, tucks it back up, throws into coverage, and it's going to be picked off. San Juan will turn the tables as they get their first takeaway of the game. So both quarterbacks have thrown an interception in this thing.
Andrew Nelson with the pick. He had 2 last week.
Wow, so that's his 3rd of the season. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, I'm going to try to take a look at that and confirm. Let's see. Yeah, Andrew Nielsen's 3rd pick of the year, and that's a big one.
I'd like to see Coach Christensen really open up his offense here. Really work this down the field, run his trips, empty set, give Yeomans a chance to just air it out.
So 2 interceptions in the game, one by either team. Bo Yeomans will throw complete to the far side. Going to be a short gain as he hits Trip Palmer over there.
Man, if you can get Trip one-on-one out here, his height's over the defensive back, and maybe that's what you're setting up a double move here with that quick hitter right there. Set up double move because he would be huge on a long pass here.
I'm going to have to compute that one in just a sec as Yeomans hands off to Neves. Neves tries to bounce it to the outside, but man, look at this Manti defense with great pursuit. Neves will get 5 on the carry. It's going to be 3rd down and a long 2 here. Let's see, we got to mark down that 3-yard pass. This is going to take me just a sec to get this done here, actually.
The other thing you need to see if you're San Juan is their quick movement here. Wear this defensive line out.
And they'll go up the middle on a handoff, and not much. Jagger just gets back to the line of scrimmage. So after a 5-yard gain, nothing here, and it will be 4th down.
Man, you've got Tripp out there on the wide side of the field, to the field side, and now they're going to go doubles out that way. But, man, he's got the height on that kid. Just tell him to run a comeback and throw it up to him.
And so it's a big fourth down. Actually,
They're gonna punt.
Yeah, they say he lost a couple on that carry. And they will punt it away. So Yeoman steps into that. It's a high, short kick. The Broncos have pursuit. First man in there misses. Trip Palmer disrupted the ball carrier enough to help his teammate out, and they stop him. But Manti's got good field position on the San Juan side of midfield. So a negative 2-yard run that time for Jagger Neves. I had given him 0, but 55 yards for him tonight on 11 carries. And, yeah, right now the Manti defense is holding sway in this thing. As they stop San Juan again, they lead the Broncos 14-6 as the offense for Manti comes back out on the field.
And of course, at halftime, you're going to make adjustments both sides of the field. But right now, Manti's defensive strategy has been huge against the San Juan Bronco offense.
Well, Carter Mason undamaged by the interception, but he looked the wrong way that time and swung back around and was able to hand that ball off at the last minute. It's going to go for maybe a yard. That was a miscue, but it worked out.
26.
Yeah, and they said they called Talapapa on the carry, but it didn't look like
26
that.
had the ball.
Yeah.
23 standing right there pushing the pile in the replay. So.
Isaac Crowther with his first touch, and I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce his name. So a 2-yard run, his first touch of the night.
Yeah, Manti going with that double pro set back. Now they send one in motion.
Mason will throw to the near side to that same man who just carried the ball.
Got a holding.
Here's a flag over here on the near side. And so this is going to reverse what would have been a strong passing play for Manti. Looks like it's going to be a holdout here among the wide receiver in the secondary for San Juan.
And he's pleading his case with the officials. But anybody that's watching on StreamUtah.Live down here in the bottom of your screen, you're going to see number 5, I believe it is, right there, pull the jersey. And anytime you get a jersey tug, that's going to be a hold.
So that's going to hurt Manti, but, man, these penalties haven't hurt them too much tonight. When they've committed a penalty, they've bounced back effectively, but this is going to be second down and long for Manti back on their own side of midfield with the penalty. As Mason drops back, and, man, he does a great job running out of the pocket when he's in trouble. And now San Juan defenders just missing left and right. Mason will spring free. And he's going to go for 15, it looks like 21 yards on that run.
Just not indicative of what San Juan defense has done over the years. Just missing 2 tackles right there just because we're reaching with our arms instead of trying to square up and drive through the guy.
So that moves the chains, and Mason will hand off to Talapapa, who gets back into the action here. No gain on this run. We got a yellow hat down on the ground here. That's Cash Palmer. He's going to have to come out for one play. That's a loss for the San Juan D.
Yeah, they're going to have to let him. Then we already got someone in.
Second down and 10 after the gain of, and 9 after the gain of 1 by Talapapa. His first touch of the second quarter. And he's got 44 yards on 8 carries so far tonight. All the touchdowns have come through the air for these two offenses so far. A 60-yarder for San Juan. Back-to-back 20-plussers for Manti as this one's incomplete. Behind and over the head of the intended receiver, Isaiah Wright, on this effort from Carter Mason.
2 big downs here for the Broncos. You really want to get out of this without giving up any points to the Templars and put your offense back on the field. You've got to find a rhythm offensively if you're the Broncos before halftime so you can kind of have a game plan on what's going to work for you this second half.
Well, this will be a 3rd down and 9 following the incompletion for Manti here. This is 4-down territory, I would assume, right around the San Juan 30. And we are down under 8 minutes to go in the first half. This has been a good one like we expected. Manti holds a little bit of the momentum right now as they whistle the play down as they snap the ball. Looks like it'll be a Templar timeout. This comes with 7:52 to go in the opening half. And the Manti Templars at home up on San Juan 14-6. Stay with us. We'll return to Manti High School. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
For over 75 years, San Juan Health has offered top medical care in Blanding, Monticello, and Spanish Valley. Visit sanjuanhealth.org for our services. San Juan Health, chasing perfection since 1947.
Utah Navajo Health System is a series of community health centers providing medical, dental, and behavioral health care to Utah Navajo. With operations in Blanding, Montezuma Creek, Monument Valley, Navajo Mountain, and Monticello, UNHS offers a remarkable variety of services to our patients throughout San Juan County and the northern portion of Navajo Nation.
Need fast internet in San Juan County? Emory Telecom delivers blazing fast fiber with no contracts and free installation. Power your home with reliable connectivity. Visit emorytelecom.com for details today.
Welcome back to Manti High School as we get back underway here in the second quarter, and they finally catch up to Mason and drag him down from behind. Guess who? George McNaughton with his 9th sack of the season.
Well, and they rolled up on that big number 78 lineman. His knee is hurt. You feel bad for those kids. That's a terrible situation for an offensive lineman to be in. All your momentum's coming backwards, and you don't know what's happening behind you. And all of a sudden they roll up on you and just that hurts on the replay. That's just something that offensive linemen, they don't get enough credit. They get a lot of criticism. But you're doing your job, you're blocking, and you just don't know what's coming behind you. And big George McNaughton takes the quarterback right in to that lineman. He's trying to block it out, and they just get his knee going sideways.
Yikes.
And so hopefully you hope that he's just a little sprain and not hurt too bad.
Well, and I believe that was number 78 who was down, Kellen Lund, if that's the case. And for a team that's already been hammered by injuries, this would be a bad loss for Manti. He's one of their big guys for sure.
And he's up, coming off. So anytime you don't have to go take the ambulance or a golf cart ride off the field, it's already pretty positive.
Yeah, again, we saw that replay on Stream Utah. It was Lund.
Brings up a big 4th down here, Rhett. And great pressure there that time by the defense. And we've seen him get pressure a lot on the Manti offense, but they've always overrun it, or the quarterback's been able to step up in the pocket and evade the pressure and either make spectacular passes or pick up good chunks of yards with his feet.
Well, it's a beautiful night here tonight as these two teams duke it out on the Manti gridiron here. We'll see what the Templars do on 4th down. The Broncos looking for a big stop here. Manti has had the momentum offensively of late, and Carter has all the time in the world. Carter Mason, and he throws. You talk about throwing to the sticks right there, Art. That's exactly a 14-yard catch, which was just what they needed down to the San Juan 20.
Yeah, that receiver knew exactly where he needed to be. He was a yard beyond it, and just coming lateral movement, good read by the quarterback and good by the receiver to get out there past the sticks.
And that's the 2nd catch of the night for Stone Mortensen, who's their leading receiver. And now over here on the right side, Mason throws complete again. And this is going to go for 11 yards. And it looks like a 1st down, I believe.
Yeah, 1st down.
It'll be 1st and goal. So, yeah, and that was to number 26, Isaac Crowther, I think. I need to really figure out how to pronounce his name. As Manti has a 1st and goal. So, boy, San Juan had Manti in a 4th down situation, but the Templars converted and are on the move, and now the quarterback will take it himself down to the 5 as he picks up 3. 2nd down and goal for Manti.
Yeah, good little designed quarterback draw right there.
Carter Mason on the carry. He's got 8 carries tonight and 18 yards, hard-earned yards. The sack or the 17-yard loss hurts his stats for sure back in the 1st quarter. But it wouldn't matter if he runs it in from 5 right here. Broncos looking for a huge stop with their backs to their end zone here. Mason throws quickly right side. It's picked off by San Juan in the end zone, and maybe serving himself better, should have stayed in the end zone and down that. Jagger Neves stretches the ball out to the 1 and goes out of bounds. So San Juan will start at their own 1, but an interception for the senior.
And that's just kind of the night that, all he has to do is, I know he wants to get upfield and try to make a play, but right there, you just got to know, got the pick, go down, go out of bounds with it. Anything other than come out of the end zone right there, especially when you're not under a lot of control. And now San Juan, I look to see Manti dial up a blitz package here to see if they can get the safety here on the Broncos.
San Juan going to be trying to maybe bounce this outside with Jagger Neves. We'll see what they draw up from their own one with their backs to it. 6:20 to go in the first half. The Broncos are down by 8. Yeomans will keep it himself on a play action in the backfield and maybe gets a yard, maybe 2 off right guard.
They want to see San Juan get back into the momentum game here of going fast. They've been huddling up, calling the play and then breaking. They're really at their best, I think, and I could be wrong, but when they're going fast, when they're making the defense second guess every movement, that's when San Juan's at their best.
Yeah, I don't know what it's been this game. They haven't seemed like themselves, and Yeomans throws incomplete over here on the near side. I think once he saw the double coverage, he tried to throw that back shoulder to Cole Duke, but it sails and goes out of bounds. So a big third down here. San Juan inside their own 5.
And you've got to throw this one to the sticks. You can't throw a short pass here. You've got to this has got to be a pass, either a comeback or a quick slant to Tripp out there, who's got the wide side of the field. I'd like to see him go Tripp shallow here. Give Tripp a lot of room to work and throw him on a quick slant.
Yeomans tonight just 3 of 7 for 61 yards. Not what we've seen these past couple weeks. But he throws deep right side this time and well overthrown. Tripp Palmer was out there, but the Manti defender was even closer. But it sails over both of them. So now San Juan is going to have to punt out of their own end zone, it would appear.
Yeah, and this is where you wish you had a traditional punter.
Right.
Because your quarterback, he does a good job at the quick squib punts, but this is where you need some depth here. And we'll see. San Juan may go for it here, Rhett.
Yeah,
4th and 9.
We'll see. Manti's got a returner out here at the San Juan 35. So it'll be nice to see Yeomans be able to punt it farther than that.
Punted.
And it's going to bounce and continues to bounce, and now picking it up late is this returner, and the Broncos continue to have tackling woes here, as that'll be an extra 7 yards after the pickup by number 15 for Manti. Give me just a second to let you know who that is. All my stuff's stuck
together. Who do you need? 15? Griffin Cox?
Yeah. So Manti has great field position again as the Broncos have to punt it from inside their own 5. And Manti continues to lead here in Manti, 14-6. They get the ball back once again on the San Juan side of midfield. And Art, most of this first half has been played on the San Juan side of midfield.
Correct.
As they send that man in motion, Cox. Now Carter Mason keeps it himself. And, man, this kid can run, and he springs ahead for 11. A first down for Manti off the first play. So he's got 29 yards on 9 carries, and Mason gives his team a first down. Now they'll huddle up. It looked like they were going to come to the line, but they now retreat to the huddle.
Yeah, Broncos only running 1 Mike backer in the middle here. They've got, 5 guys on the line of scrimmage. The only one in the middle. They're giving up a lot of space in the middle of the field.
And, man, Manti continues to hit the holes fast and hard here tonight. And that one is handed off to Taulapapa, I believe. No, Crowther. I finally heard his name. It's a pickup of 3 for Crowther, so good to actually know his name finally.
Jepson, the lone Mike backer in the middle of the field. And that's a lonely position to be in when you're the spy backer, basically. And he makes a great open field tackle. But, yeah, there's a lot of space out there behind that defensive line.
Yes. This should be 3rd down, I think, and 7. Am I right? No, I guess that was a first down play. And now Taulapapa bounces free and goes to the end zone, basically untouched from 25 yards out. And Manti has stretched the lead to 20-6 on the first touchdown run of this game as Taulapapa goes for 25. Wow, Manti.
Great run up the middle there and almost untouched, I believe.
Yeah, he bounced off a defender and then went to the house. But the defender, obviously, I think he hit his back and was gone. I mean, these are the runs like what we normally see from Jagger Neves. Actually, I don't think he did get touched by anybody. That was just a block in the middle. And now Manti adds the extra point, make it a 21-6 lead as Manti does now stretch it to 2 touchdowns with 4:19 to go in the half. The Broncos find themselves in a little bit of a hole here against Manti on the road. We will step aside and return to Manti High School as the Broncos get set to receive. It is Friday Night Lights, live from Manti on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Get the resources and quality of a big school education and the support of a smaller school at Utah State Blanding. Explore over 70 degree and certificate programs to find your perfect fit and experience personalized learning with small class sizes and dedicated faculty while getting the classic college experience. A Utah State education is affordable too, thanks to competitive tuition and tons of scholarship opportunities. Visit blanding.usu.edu to learn more about becoming an Aggie in Blanding.
Welcome back live to Manti High School. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live as Manti becomes the first team to score on the ground here in this one. A 25-yard run from Tala Talapapa. And the Templars lead San Juan by 2 touchdowns as Jagger Neves finds some space on a kick return. He's got one man who needs to be blocked. He cuts to the inside, and they are going to catch up to him and force him out of bounds, but it's an outstanding return for the senior for San Juan, gets him inside the Manti 35.
Great wall right there. That San Juan wall's been run for 30 years, and when they run it to perfection, it's hard to stop. And like you said, one man to beat, unfortunately, down there, and Jagger has blockers, just not able to seal it out on that outside end. I believe that's a freshman out there, so you can't give him too much crap.
Yeah, and it slowed Jagger Neves down just enough that all those defenders who were behind him were able to catch up to him. But it's a big 1st and 10 for San Juan. Looks like they're going to spot it at the 31. And here's Bo Yeomans, that inside shuttle pass to Trip Palmer, and he will fall down after a pickup of maybe 3 right up the gut here. And we're taking a look at Remy Whatcott. I'm not sure. See, I gotcha. That's a pickup of 3. Bo Yeomans on the completion. And the catch made that time by Trip Palmer. That's just his 3rd catch. Yeomans will throw complete to the right side. Brig Palmer this time. And he bounces it inside the 20.
Brig Palmer, the carrier.
First down pass.
That's going to be a first down, excuse me. So, yeah, that is a pickup of 10, I guess, on the far side.
And that's kind of what they need to start doing is those little outs, the quick slants, the comebacks, giving their receivers space and letting Bo Yeomans throw them open.
Well, that's Briggs' first catch of the night, so that's the first time they've targeted him, or at least successfully, as Yeomans starts to build a little bit of momentum here. 74 yards in the passing game now. Yeomans will drop back, throws to the end zone. Look who it is. Cole Duke goes up into the air, unable to make the catch down there as they battle in the corner of the end zone. Good defense. Good effort by Cole Duke, and that was just a nice battle down in the end zone. Nobody came down with it.
He did climb the ladder. He got fingertips on it. Just unfortunate. Levin, just with the momentum push, was able to come down with it. But let's see San Juan go quick here.
And they are at the line of scrimmage, but now they stand. Oh, it looks like they have to wait for the ref to spot the ball. 2nd down and 10. They'll go right back to the ground here as Jagger Neves will take the handoff, and look at the second effort as he goes through the D down to the 6. This will be a 1st and goal after an 11-yard run for the senior.
And they got George McNaughton out there playing that fullback position, and I love that. Anytime you put 2 backs in the backfield, whether you're going to intend to give it to them or not, it makes the defense think. And once you make defenses start thinking, they second-guess themselves, and that's where you get your momentum.
Well, it's easier for me to see when they're down on this end of the field, and Bo Yeomans will try to bounce it himself. What an effort by the quarterback. They had him tackled at the line of scrimmage, but the 2nd and 3rd effort gets him into the end zone for a rushing touchdown as he goes for 6 and into the end zone, and that's a huge score for the San Juan Broncos, who are down by 2 TDs.
Great momentum shift right there. Great run by the quarterback. I think he broke 3 tackles to get into the end zone on his feet. But just a good offensive series out of the Broncos, from play calling to blocking to up the field to passing, receptions, catch and run, all together just a quality offensive series.
Well, for Yeomans, it's his 6th rushing touchdown of the season as the Broncos connect on the 2-point try here.
Yep, and another play that we haven't seen to this point. is Neves gets the ball, and it's that second effort that we haven't really seen tonight. That I'm not going to let you bring me down. He has him a yard
he
deep.
drags him in, yeah.
And we just keep churning, taking a little playbook out of Manti's running back.
Right, yeah.
And Neves has that ability. We've seen it all year. They just need to get fired up out there, and I think being down 21-6 will light a fire on them.
Yeah, it seems like it. And I tell you, after Manti scores their first rushing touchdown, the game, the Broncos are like, oh, yeah, and they take it down and punch one in on the ground as well. So the Broncos with 2 TDs, one through the air, back in the first quarter, one on the ground right here. And they pull back to within 7 points, making it 21-14 with just under 3 minutes to go in the first half. And San Juan will be receiving the ball to start the third quarter, but 3 minutes is a lot of time from what we've seen so far for either of these teams tonight.
Yeah, they both, when they're clicking, they're on, and it seems like Manti's clicked a little bit more at this point tonight.
Well, San Juan, hopefully for them, has ceased a little bit of that momentum, and they do get to the returner here on a second effort. Someone went flying through and missed the tackle, and I think may have killed themselves going for that tackle at first, but I think that was San Juan's number 4 who
break down, man.
It's just himself.
It's just one of those
Staley dandy.
One of those things as a coach that you try to teach and you reiterate every practice is breaking down.
Yeah.
And kids want to fly to the ball and they want to make the big hit, light them up. But it's like I tell kids, you don't have to make the tackle. You just got to stop the guy. Let your team come help make the tackle. Just stop them.
Manti will go on first down on the ground.
Good tackle by Mr. Nieves on that play.
1 yard gain. They're going to give him the benefit of the doubt, I think, on that spot as Talapapa carries. And that makes it 2nd down and 9. This is the worst field position Manti's had in a long time. Look at Carter Mason, just surgical over here as he connects with Stone Mortensen, and that goes for 10 and a first down for Manti.
Just finding that open space out there, running that out route behind the first level of defenders. Rush up the middle here.
So they go quick, and it's on the ground. Oh, boy, that's a friendly spot for 3. And Talapapa again on the carry. So they go right back to, they just keep going back and forth to their bread and butter here. No surprise. And it'll be 2nd down and 7 as they inch closer to midfield here with just over 2 minutes. I don't know why the clock has stopped left in this first half. They get to Mason. He misses a tackle here. Flags are in the backfield. And so I think it's going to be coming back. He does connect on a completion here that would go down inside the San Juan 30, but it's coming back on a hold, so never mind. That's a real bonus for San Juan, who, again, Manti just seems to be finding a lot of open space against this San Juan D.
Well, it's like if you look at the top of the screen here on that replay or watching it live here in person, they've got doubles to the wide side of the field, and the nearest defender for San Juan is 10 yards off. That's just giving a defense easy passes. I understand you don't want to give up the deep ball, but you can't let them nickel and dime you down the field at the same time. You've got to stagger that formation. You've got to bring a guy up in the coverage and a guy deep, and I know they want to play that zone, but you got to anticipate that you've already seen it, and right here they have it staggered, which I really like out of the secondary.
Well, Manti's going to send a man in motion as Carter Mason takes the snap in the backfield. Man, he hits the jets so fast, and just like that, 10 yards and more. Looks like that's an 11-yard gain for the senior off left guard. Man, he has had a lot of pay dirt of late. 22 yards in his last couple carries. He's got 40 yards on the night now on 7 carries. And it looks like a timeout here with 1:47 to go in this first half. And San Juan has cut into the Manti lead, but the Templars still up 21-14. Stay with us. We'll return for the final few plays of the first half. See if San Juan can keep these guys out of the end zone again. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
In career and technical education, your classroom is more than a place to learn. It's where your future begins. Here, you'll gain real-world skills and turn your talent into opportunity. Learn the skills, build your dream, and step into your career starting today.
Monson's Quality Meat Processing and Blanding provides processing for both wild and domestic animals. They also carry USDA choice steaks, ground beef, and 14 unique flavors of handmade bratwurst. Monson specializes in friendly service, the highest quality products, and flexible timing, all at a competitive price. That's Monson's Quality Meat Processing at 885 East Pinion Ridge Road in Blanding. Call 435-459-1401 or find them on Facebook.
Welcome back to Manti. Double pass for the Templars and a big open field stop by Brig Palmer. That's kind of it. Well, you had San Juan defenders back in the secondary, but man, that's a big play for 15 yards for Manti.
Not sure how we didn't get a little maybe block in the back right here. See that push?
Yeah.
I mean, we were outside the tackle box, so you can't say that, it was a freebie.
And that's a 15-yard gain, and that's that double pass for Manti that we heard about. And now the quarterback is going to get free and gash San Juan for another 15 yards. Wow. So they are marching now. I don't know if San Juan would call a timeout here, but I think that was a completed pass by Talapapa, a 15-yarder, his first. And I think it went to Isaiah Wright ultimately on the second reception. So I think I've got that squared away. Now speaking of Talapapa, he gets it again. I don't know if this was a handoff, but he's going to go all the way in and score on a 30-yard run, a 20-yard run. It was a pass,
no
20-yard catch. My goodness.
Yep.
And so Manti answers and gets the 2-touchdown lead back. Yep, I see it now on the replay as they set up that screen. And, man, this combo of players connecting has been a major handful for the San Juan D in this first half.
Yeah, and what a cutback there by Talapapo.
Yeah.
Be able to come back across formation with the ball, find the open space, and get into the end zone. And the PAT was good.
So it's 3 passing touchdowns in the first half for Carter Mason. He does have the 2 interceptions, but it's kind of offset as he completes his 10th and 11th passes in that series. He's 11 of 17 for 158 yards now in this first half. And for Talapapa, he has the touchdown run. Now he has a touchdown catch to the tune of 20 yards. So 1 catch in the first quarter and 1 here in the second. He's got 33 yards receiving to go with his 73 yards rushing.
We got a Templar down there cramping. But fun fact here from one of our loyal listeners, Travis Black, Cameron Shumway, who's Manti's offensive coordinator, also a San Juan alum, was an assistant to Barkley in 2019. So he knows this offense, and obviously that's kind of why they run similar stuff. He helped develop that offense, I'm told.
Wow.
And so him and Barkley are good friends. So this is a team that obviously in scouting, they kind of had what other teams don't have is a little advantage to scout this San Juan team. And I knew that Cameron coached up here. I just wasn't sure all those facts.
So when I was waiting to talk with Mr. Christensen before the game, he was over there talking with a member of the Manti coaching staff, and I'm going to guess that's who that was.
So
I said, you guys know each other? And he said, the Manti coach said, I just met him. So I know that's not true now.
Yeah, so a little bit of San Juan County blood here on the red side of the field, and just obviously a chess match here, and he's obviously dialed in the defensive coordinator for what San Juan's trying to do.
Well, the Broncos have just over a minute to answer now as they get a touchback on the kickoff. And Yeomans throws complete to the far side to Trip Palmer. That will go for 4. But, man, the Manti defense continues to make it tough on this San Juan D, just clogging things up that other teams have not been able to against this Bronco offense.
Another Templar's down, but looks like he pops up. Timeout, though, looks like.
So we've got is this a San Juan timeout, or they're going to do it for the injury here?
Haven't seen. He popped up pretty quick, so I doubt it's an injury timeout. So obviously no timeout, and they're back to action.
All right, so
clock had to run him off.
Clock has stopped. Looks like they're going to start it now as it rolls under 1 minute to go in this first half. Broncos will get the ball to start the third, but down by a couple touchdowns again. Yeomans airs it out, and it's incomplete. Overthrown by about 5 yards over the head of Jagger Neves and the Manti defenders.
And Yeoman takes a little bit of a shot there by Keelan Lund for the Templars.
Well,
he was in that backfield.
He was a man who was injured for Manti, so good to see that wasn't something more severe for Manti, but 3rd down and 7 or 6 for San Juan. Jagger Neves just now getting to the backfield for the Broncos, so he's probably a bit winded. Empty set for Yeomans, but they whistle it down. It looks like it's going to be a Manti timeout here with 52 seconds to go. So the Templars help the Broncos out a little bit here by stopping this clock, and maybe, I don't know, maybe San Juan had something on them that they didn't like. Obviously, they pull the trigger here and call the timeout with just under a minute to go. And actually, the clock was stopped with the incompletion anyway. So the Broncos working from their own 24-yard line here, looking to make something happen in the waning moments of this first half, down 28-14. Manti has held sway since they established the momentum back in the first quarter and really have kind of kept San Juan at arm's length since then.
Yeah, they've done a good job with everything, and they've gotten quite lucky, too, on some passes that just, that's just receivers and quarterbacks getting a lot of timing together. You've got a lot of upperclassmen playing for Manti, where you got a lot of younger classmen playing for San Juan, and there's something to be said about that playing together for 4 years.
Yeah. All right, big 3rd down for both of these teams with under a minute to go. San Juan back near their own red zone. Yeomans has a little bit of time now. It closes in on him a bit. He guns one over the right side and connects with Trip Palmer. And I don't know if Palmer was able to get out of bounds to stop this clock. That's a big gain.
Well, we're going to get a stoppage because of the first down, so we'll see if they start it here when they reset the chain. So if you're San Juan, you got to get on the ball quick.
Looks like that was a 19-yarder. That's other than the 60-yard touchdown, that's the longest connection tonight between those two guys.
They will roll the clock.
Yeah, so 35 seconds to go. I think San Juan has all their timeouts. Trip Palmer's got to know the situation here and get out. He does. That's a pickup of 8 on back-to-back catches here. And so now I bet San Juan's going to maybe call a timeout here and discuss this. It looks like that'll be the case because time obviously starting to expire here. And so back-to-back catches that amount to 27 yards between Yeomans and Palmer. And now with 26 seconds to go in the half, the Broncos have the ball at midfield. It's a 2nd down and 2. So really time is the main factor here. The Broncos probably only have 2, maybe 3 plays here to try to get this in the end zone, and that one's thrown incomplete on the far side. Again, going for Trip Palmer, but unable to connect this time was Yeomans.
So in 2010, another fun fact from Travis, Barkley caught 2 touchdown passes from Cam.
That's
Cameron
hilarious.
Shumway on Manti's coach staff. Barkley was a sophomore in 2010 when they won. So
love how Barkley,
a lot of history here.
Love how Barkley played it off over there too and didn't tell me who the guy was. That's hilarious. Here's Yeomans throwing deep, and Cole Duke is back there, but again, it's about 7 yards overthrown, and you can see the shoulder slump for Cole Duke here. He didn't have much of a step, but if the ball had been thrown perfectly, Yeomans would have had him. But it is not to be. Back-to-back incompletions do stop the clock, but it's now 4th down and 2. Well, I guess no time has expired. No time went off that clock as Yeomans will now throw complete out of the backfield to Jagger Neves. He is going to go out of bounds. It's a big pickup for San Juan. That'll move the chains, and still I don't see the clock moving.
On our screen it's not, but it's actually 14 seconds out there.
Okay, thank you, Art.
So on our StreamUtah.
So we might have lost connection. That's a 14-yard run, 14-yard catch for Jagger Neves.
So we're at 14 seconds with the clock stopped.
And I'm not sure. That's the first catch I have for Jagger Neves, but I think he may have caught one before, maybe not. Maybe just was targeted, but there's an incomplete pass throwing it downfield that time, Bo Yeomans. And we're down to 8 seconds to go with the stoppage. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from just inside the Manti 40 for San Juan. So, yeah, I don't know if he connected with Jagger Neves. If so, I forgot to mark it down. I'll have to check that, but I have that as Jagger's first catch. Now, why are they moving the chains back here? Is this moving the marker back? Was this a
must have a penalty.
Holding penalty? It looks like. Wow.
We weren't. We were trying to look at the clock.
So that's a hold on San Juan. Apparently, that's a 10-yard penalty all the way back to midfield. So now with just 8 seconds to go, and do you put time back on the clock in that case? I guess
in high school football.
Okay, there you go. So 8 seconds is all that remains. Yeomans might have one more shot, maybe 2 downfield. He's going to heave a bullet up the middle, and that's going to be picked off by his counterpart, Carter Mason, the Manti quarterback, and he will down it at the 20, and that'll do it. Time expires on the half, so appropriately, I think, for Manti, it ends on their second takeaway of the night as both quarterbacks throw 2 interceptions apiece in that first half, and Manti takes a 28-14 lead into the halftime break here on their home turf. We will take a break and we'll return for the halftime show. Stay with us. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Desert Rivers Credit Union offers mortgages, low fees, and great rates for all credit scores. Enjoy local service and a nationwide ATM network. Desert Rivers Credit Union, for people, not profit.
Since 2009, Blue Mountain Hospital has set the standard for rural healthcare, bringing excellence in healing, quality care, and inspired staff to San Juan County. We offer the county's only accredited sleep center, compassionate labor and delivery, top-tier emergency care, and flexible dialysis options. At BMH, our comprehensive services are delivered by a passionate team. Visit bmhutah.org to learn more. We can't wait to meet you.
San Juan Public Health in Blanding offers vital records, immunizations, WIC, and health education. Protect your family's health with our services. Visit 735 South 200 West or call 43558733838.
Need insurance? Jeff Nielsen at San Juan Insurance in Blanding offers auto, home, life, and health coverage. With more than 25 years experience, call 435-678-3223 or visit 60 North Main Street today.
Holiday Construction is your one-stop source for gravel, concrete, excavation services, and custom hauling. We've proudly served San Juan County with quality and dedication for over 40 years. Call Holiday Construction today at 435-678-2028. We're proud supporters of high school sports and our community.
With a changing economy and advancing technology, it's time that marketing and selling of real estate in San Juan County catches up. Four Corners Homes and Property Management is changing the game. Every Four Corners Homes listing includes 3D mapping and virtual tours, professional photos, a digital and global 21st century footprint, and marketing exposure that makes it easy for buyers to find and identify what makes your listing unique. Marketing and exposure sells real estate, and if you want the best, you need Four Corners Homes on your team. Find us at fourcornershomes.net or call 801-404-0058.
Oh, yeah, I got it. How to nourish plant. How to rescue plant. How to... Where to buy new plant.
Welcome back to Manti High School. It's the halftime show tonight on Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live as the Manti Templars lead the San Juan Broncos 28-14 in a major battle for San Juan here tonight on the road. This is the fourth and final lengthy road trip on what is a 4-game road stand. They'll be back at home for a couple games after this one, but boy, this one is all the Broncos can handle tonight. They find themselves down by 2 touchdowns. They were down by a touchdown for most of that first half and at times 2 TDs, and so they're going to have to go to work in the second half to be sure. The first half ended on an interception thrown by Bo Yeomans, and that's how the game started as well for San Juan. And we'll take a look at the first half stats now, and just starting with the hometown Manti Templars, and Carter Mason, the senior quarterback, threw for 158 yards in that first half. Interestingly, Talapapa on a double pass completed 1 pass as well, and that went for 15 yards. So total, they had 173 yards passing in that first half. 3 passing touchdowns for Carter Mason. He did throw the 2 interceptions as well. And in the running game, It was 144 yards, half of that by Talapapa on 73 yards for him on 11 carries. He's got the 1 touchdown run for 25 yards. He also has a 20-yard touchdown catch and 33 yards receiving in this thing. And let's see the other rushing yards. Some of that went to Isaac Crowther. He got 16 on 3 carries, and the rest of it must be the quarterback. That's right, Carter Mason has 11 carries for 55 yards in the first half. So 317 yards of total offense for Manti in the first half, Art, and only 196 for San Juan. So they've outgained them by over 100 yards here in that first half.
Yeah, it's just not very characteristic of the Broncos. You don't know what it is. Sometimes you just have off games. Sometimes you just come out sluggish. Hopefully here at halftime the coaches can make some adjustments, figure out kind of what they need to do in the second half. They're not out of this game by any means. They can come back pretty quick, and we've seen that out of this Bronco team, that they can come back and make huge plays. But it just kind of feels like they're out of sync, and Manti kind of – and I'm not going to – I know we joked about it a little bit with the fun fact about Coach Shumway down here on Manti's staff, but, you know, you can coach for one team and then go to a different team and still not be able to defend. It's all on the players, and so it's just execution. And we'll see what kind of things that the San Juan coach staff come out with. I'd like to see the speed of the game just hasn't felt like a typical San Juan offensive flow. They've huddled a little bit. They went slower. And I understand that when things aren't working, you want to kind of – but in the past when things aren't working for the Broncos, they're going fast. That's where good things seem to happen sometimes, is in those areas. So we'll see what Coach Christensen, he's good at halftime adjustments.
Yeah.
We'll see what he comes out with. We'll see what Manti comes out with, and it's going to be another bang-bang second half for sure. And like I said, this game has no bearing on state titles for either team, but you sure do want the bragging rights when you camp with a team in the summer and have that relationship. You do want to get the dub.
Well, the main target tonight for Carter Mason has been Isaiah Wright. He has 6 catches for 81 yards. He does have one of the touchdown catches tonight, a 21-yarder back in the first quarter. We mentioned Talapapa's 33 yards and 20-yard touchdown catch. Stone Mortensen, he's their leading receiver, but he didn't really touch the ball till late in the first quarter, and he has 3 catches. He's made the most of them, gotten his money's worth. He has 48 yards on those 3 catches, and he does have the other touchdown catch tonight, a 24-yarder back in that first quarter. That was his first touch of the night, and he's been very productive. You can see why he's averaging in double digits catches per catch. He's averaging almost 18 yards a catch, and so that kind of bears out in what he's gotten tonight as well. So, man, Carter Mason has been a real weapon. The Broncos have had a tough time bringing the quarterback down. Art, when he's pressured out of the pocket, he's been able to get away from the San Juan D, and then on plays where it's designed for him to run or where it's a read, he's also been able to find a lot of open space out in the field in the San Juan secondary.
Yeah, and they've done a great job at pushing the ball and also working the open areas of the secondary. They've done a good job at scouting the defense, obviously, and finding those open routes, and the receivers have done a good job sitting down. But they've also had some heck of throws and some catches that were defended almost perfect, and no other way to defend it. And sometimes you just get the ball just rolls your way, and that's just what they've had on a couple of those big, long passes that were defended perfect by the Bronco deep secondary. And they just come down with them. And on the flip side, there's been a couple of those that the Broncos just haven't been able to capitalize on. So,
well, we'll
come out and see what happens.
Yeah, we'll take a look at San Juan now. And, you know, after a couple of breakout games for the sophomore quarterback, Bo Yeomans, he's a little bit back more down to earth here in this game. He is just 9 of 19 on the night so far for 119 yards. He did have the early 60-yard touchdown pass to Trip Palmer, but, of course, his first pass attempt tonight went for an interception. I think it may have shaken him just a little. His confidence hasn't been what we've seen these past couple games, so we'll see if he can bounce back in the second half. He did get the 1 touchdown pass, but the 2 interceptions, that last interception there to close out the first half is a little bit of a token one, just maybe trying to bite off more than he could chew right at the end, just trying to make something happen on kind of what was like a Hail Mary right there at the buzzer, so that's kind of a token interception. But he does have the rushing touchdown tonight as well. He carried the ball in from 6 yards on a great second and third effort, and so his 11 rushing yards on 3 carries is bolstered by that 6-yard TD. For Jagger Neves, he's carried the ball 12 times tonight for 66 yards. He also has a 14-yard catch tonight. And let's see, Trip Palmer, we mentioned he caught that 60-yard touchdown pass. He's got 97 yards receiving on 6 catches so far tonight. Brig Palmer has a 10-yard catch. And Jace Razor has a negative 2-yard reception tonight out of the backfield. So that's his only touch of the night. But, yeah, San Juan with 196 yards of total offense in that first half, 119 yards passing and just 77 yards rushing, 1 touchdown on both facets of the game. So in the second half, Art, Broncos are going to have to make some adjustments, figure out a way to get the offense some more production.
Yeah, and you got to leave that up to the coaches. And we're just second guessing up here, and for people out there listening to us, we're just giving our opinion. We're hardly ever right. But I really like the drive where they had their heavy set in, even with George McNaughton in there. Even the play that went for -2 yards to Jace Razor, where they had their pro formation, when they had their heavies, when they had that fullback set in there with McNaughton. I think it does it shorten your field a little bit? Yeah, it brings you in because you're short of wide receivers. You can't really stretch the field. But what it does is it makes those down 4 linemen and those 2 or 3 backs, whatever front they're showing, it makes them accountable for both sides of the football instead of just one side. And I know that Yeomans has run a couple of times. They've had a designed quarterback draw, but usually have a linebacker that's your spy. You spy that quarterback, so he's kind of just there, and 90% of the time you're just flowing because you know the quarterback ain't keeping the ball.
Yeah.
And so I like the double set. I like the power heavy set that San Juan ran. They scored on it. They had some good momentum going there. And I'd like to see him come back to that pro set. And then even if they float that guy out in motion, what that does, it disturbs the defense and makes them think who's got who's going with the motion guy, who's got coverage on here. And it just makes the defense think. Anytime you can get the defense out of sorts and you can get high school kids thinking, sometimes that works to your advantage.
All right, well, that's a look at the halftime stat report. We're going to take a quick break. We'll see if we got time to report some scores when we return. It's a 28-14 halftime lead for the Manti Templars here tonight in Manti. San Juan's getting the ball when we kick off the third quarter. Stay with us. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Ready to own a home across Utah or Colorado? The Britt Barton team at Primary Residential Mortgage, with over 30 years experience, delivers custom loans, great rates, and friendly advice. Sit with Britt and begin your journey today. Primary Residential Mortgage Incorporated is an equal housing lender, MLS number 3094.
Pain or injury sidelining you? Precision Rehab restores you and your loved ones back to peak performance with physical therapy in Monticello, Blanding, Montezuma Creek, and Monument Valley. Covered by most insurances. Call 43567836869 or visit precisionrehabutah.com.
Planning a weekend project? Red's Ace Hardware in Blanding has paint, tools, grills, and yard supplies from top brands like Craftsman and Weber. Visit us for great deals and expert advice.
Here at Lisle Northern Electric, we take pride in our highly qualified team, dedicated to serving our community. Whether you need commercial, residential, or solar electrical services, our certified experts are ready to meet your needs. We are proud to support our community, especially our youth and high school athletics. Lisle Northern Electric, serving our community since 1957.
With over half a century of combined experience, Countywide Realty has guided more deals than any other local team. From farms and ranches to homes and land, no one knows San Juan County like Countywide Realty.
Buying, selling, or refinancing. Trust Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, Southeastern Utah's only locally owned title company, serving San Juan and Grand counties for over 25 years. Visit us today.
Welcome back to Manti High School. It's Friday Night Lights. Halftime show still on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Rhett Sifford and Art Adair welcoming you back into Manti High School. And We are brought to you in part tonight by Crowley Construction. Dirt, roads, driveways, and more. They handle any job, big or small. Dependable auto repair. Count on their team of ASE certified technicians for all your auto service. And Diamond Designs, offering a wide variety of quality customized products. Thanks to all the sponsors who make our broadcast possible. We'll try to report a few scores for you now on the halftime show. Take it away, Mr. Adair.
So Bronco volleyball swept Beaver in 3 tonight. So they get the big win over there against the Beavers.
That makes them 18-2
I don't know if they were at home or at Beaver, Rhett. Layton Christian up 49-0 on Judge Memorial. South Sevier up big on Delta, 48-14. South Sevier going to be 8-0, I believe. First time in almost 2 decades, but
crazy.
They're going to be undefeated. Emory over Grand right now, 21-0. Of course, these are Des News reporting scores. South Summit 13 over Summit Academy 7, and Providence Hall over ALA 20-17. And then in girls soccer, it looks like Grand beat Parowan 9-1.
Baseball score.
Is that yeah?
And that's
and then in 8-man for those Monticello people that listen to our broadcast, Monticello losing to Dove Creek, Colorado, 52-23 right now. That's Dove Creek's homecoming, I believe, right now.
Yeah. That's a battle between a couple of under 500
and then
teams.
Another school in our area, Monument Valley, lost to Panguitch, 48-6. I believe that's Panguitch's first win on the season. And
Whitehorse is looking to stay undefeated tonight, too.
I haven't seen a Whitehorse score. Who they playing?
They're at Escalante, New Mexico. Oh, excuse me. That's Escalante, Utah. Yeah,
they don't even have it listed on Max Prep.
It'll show up on Monday, I think. So,
so there's some good scores there. In the 1A, Beaver leading North Summit 35-0. Millard over North Sevier 14-7. Duchesne and Kanab, top 1A schools. Duchesne 34 over Gunnison Valley 2. So Gunnison Valley got a safety. And then Kanab over Parowan 45-6. And Monticello beat Altamont volleyball tonight in straight sets.
Right on. I've got a couple things to add. Amazingly, that's a fine report, sir, but
I aim to please.
Unfortunately, Montezuma Cortez volleyball losing in straight sets to Alamosa tonight. You did report the Grand County girls soccer score, so they moved to 9-3 on the year. Those guys are winding down their regular season. Green River baseball suffered a 7-1 loss tonight. I don't think you reported the Nucla and Uray volleyball score tonight. Nucla beating Uray in straight sets. We got Dove Creek hosting Norwood tonight in volleyball. There's a ton of activity tonight. I think, Art, you hit most of it. The only thing else I might be able to see, I know you reported San Juan volleyball. That was actually at Beaver tonight, so they win on the road. Good win for the San Juan Lady Broncos. Pretty sure that makes them 18-2 on the year. Yes, it does. And the straight sets win over now 8-9 Beaver. We got Grand County losing in 3 sets to Enterprise tonight on the volleyball court. I can't remember if you reported that one. If so, accept my apologies, please, sir. I think you did report some 1A volleyball, too. You did the Monticello score. I don't even have that one. I got Monument Valley's playing Pinnacle tonight. We don't have a score for that. Whitehorse is playing in a tournament tonight. Can you help me pronounce that team? Let's see if I'll put you on the spot right here. Tohajali.
San Juan with the kickoff.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, as they start the second half. Oh, I thought, San Juan got the ball. That's right. So I've been You should have corrected me. I've been saying San Juan's going to get the ball all this time.
Oh, I wasn't paying. I guess I didn't hear that. My selective hearing, my wife would say.
So San Juan kicked the ball off to start the second half.
Yeah, this is where it's going to come down to hopefully some huge adjustments here by the Broncos defense, but also a lot of breakdown, wrap-up tackling, no arm tackling, secure the tackle, drive them backwards, and not let this team score coming out of half and put you further in a hole.
Yeah, we're going to get a real look at what adjustments have been made here for the San Juan D as the Broncos needing a stop desperately right here to avoid going down by 3 scores for the first time in the game.
You got 2 of your best defensive linemen, Remy Watcott and Cash Palmer out there, so looking for those big guys to really clog the running lanes, but at the same time put pressure on that quarterback but not overrun him and let him scamper up the middle like we've seen a couple of times.
Referee's taking plenty of time to get this ball into the line of scrimmage here.
Ball hit his foot and he soccer kicked it.
I love it. And now Carter Mason ready to go. Takes a snap in the shotgun. They set up that screen, and it was bobbled, but caught by Talapapa, but he was hammered by, I think that was Jagger Neves, and Looks like a helmet's off. Talapapa's going to have to come out for a play. And if he doesn't, isn't this a penalty? Yeah, he's got to come out.
He's got to come out.
So that was a catch for, they're going to give him the friendly hometown spot of 1 yard on that reception.
And that's exactly what we just talked about, man. You've got to rally to the ball. You've got to wrap up and hit hard, as Manti's late on getting a replacement player in there.
So we'll see. It looks like no penalty. They get the ball snapped here. Mason's flushed out of the pocket. A block right there, right at the point of an almost tackle, and the quarterback is helped up by, I don't know if that's Cash Palmer. Man, Cash Palmer looks huge compared to that quarterback, as he was able to get to him that time and force Carter Mason to throw incomplete over the middle.
And Cash was in there, had a handful of jersey, able to bring him down, which makes the quarterback make an errant throw there. But he gets it off in the area of a receiver, so no harm, no foul on his. But great pressure so far, which brings up a huge third down here for this San Juan defense. They need to get off the field, put that offense back out there, and get this thing closer.
Yeah, tell me, what is Manti on third downs tonight? I feel like they've been strong.
I have them 2 of 6.
Okay, well, they've converted 2 of them anyway. I know they've been strong on fourth down. Sorry. There's a long throw and just out of the reach of the outstretched fingertips of the diving Stone Mortensen, who nearly made a world-class catch out here at the San Juan 40.
Man, if he'd have had another 2-yard step, he takes that to the house.
Yeah.
And that is a touch. Where are they at on the 15?
I mean, that was a bomb.
Holy cow.
Yeah, by Mason.
Yeah, San Juan dodges a bullet there as it brings a fourth down and a traditional punting unit, which we don't see much. Football, high school football in the 2A, 3A ranks a lot.
And beware of a fake or a backwards punt run back here.
No
I mean, anything can happen, as we know. It is not going to be a backwards punt. It's going to be a beauty of a punt, but it will take a San Juan digger bounce straight up in the air right at midfield. I think this ball should be spotted directly on the 50-yard line. And so that is where San Juan theoretically will start.
And you couldn't have asked for a better out of the halftime.
Right.
Come out with your adjustments and go 3 and out. Don't give them anything. And now put together an offensive drive here like this offense is capable of doing.
So the Broncos get the ball with great field position, their first possession of the second half, looking to make this a one-score game, down 28-14. And Jagger Neves will get the first touch, and he bounces to the outside. This looks a lot like his first 2 touches to start the game, and he's going to rattle off a real quick 14 yards for the Broncos.
I like it when they get Jagger to the outside. He's got such speed and great footwork to get out there and make a cut up field, plant, and get north and south. I just like it when he runs outside the tackle.
And he'll get it again, and this time off right guard, but a man is in the backfield for Manti, and nowhere to go for the senior running back. That is a big body in the backfield back there. Is that number 56 for Manti as well? It's like their version of Cash Palmer in there.
And San Juan does have George McNaughton in. They're running that fullback set here. Lead blocker, just get that outside.
I'm going to say that was Mac Olson on the catch or on the tackle, but now Jagger Neves springs free. Does he stay in bounds? They signal him out of bounds, I think, inside the 5. Was that a catch or a run is the question.
It was a little option pitch.
It was a shuttle pass, I think, so maybe a pass. I might have to see another replay just to check it again, but see if we can catch that. And I also kind of need to know where that started from. Looks like it was the
little option.
Is that the 36? Yeah, so it was a pitch or a pass?
A pitch, option.
All right, and now Neves will get it again off left guard. He goes, rumbles into the end zone from 5 yards out. It's a touchdown run for sure that time. And so he's back on the board. His first rushing touchdown of the night is a 5-yard TD run.
Exactly what you needed. Now you've got a little momentum here as they go for 2 points.
And so I think, let's see, from the 36 down to the 5 was a 31-yard run to start. Did Bo Yeomans carry that himself? And he got hammered and not allowed into the end zone. So that did not work. But a 31-yard run by Jagger Neves. Let's see, he carried for 14, 31, and then 5. All 3 touches right there gets the Broncos into the end zone. But San Juan can't add the extra point. They are back to within 8, though, 28-20 with 10-11 to go in the third quarter. So they strike early.
You love what you see defensively coming out of halftime. Exactly what you want a championship quality caliber team to do. Come out, go 3 and out on your defense. Don't give up to an offense that's really run roughshod on you.
Yeah.
And then to come out and get your running game going. And like you saw, when they're running off tackle, Jagger's having a heck of a game, and it just makes it easier for your alignment. It's easier to seal in than it is to blow out and block down. It's just a lot easier.
Well, for Neves, it is his 21st touchdown run of the season. His 23 total touchdowns this year are second in the nation coming into this game. And his 144 total points was first in the nation. So obviously a player that's making a lot of noise even nationally for the San Juan Broncos, and he finally gets into the end zone here tonight. And a big touchdown for San Juan, making this a one-score game. We got a Manti player down after this kick return here at the 35, so that'll give us a brief timeout here, it looks like, as they get set to take back over offensively. And we'll get a chance for those of you on Stream Utah to see a replay of this here, and it looked like it might be in the area of some blocking here. Maybe it was the ball carrier on the return, maybe who's shaking up a bit on that play. So
he's grabbing in his lower back, so
not good.
Isaiah Wright.
Yeah, he just goes down in a heap right there in a bundle of players. So
could be a cramp, spasm.
Well, we do have an injury timeout on the field. We'll step aside as well, and we'll take a break. 10:05 to go in the third quarter. The Broncos have scored the only touchdown in this second half. Back to within 8. It's 28-20 in favor of the hometown Manti Templars. As actually now we'll keep it here as getting back on his feet is Isaiah Wright. So that is good news for the Manti Templars, and now looks like they'll be ready to get underway. All I got to do is threaten to go to a commercial break, and that kid's going to be just fine is the way that works out.
Hey, it's just the karma. They don't want us to pay the bills.
So Carter Mason will take over here with his offense, and he has been outstanding tonight for the Manti Templars. And look at him sidestep, tackles in the backfield again, but this time the Broncos swarm in mass, and he can't get fully away this time. He's going to lose 5 on the sack.
Yeah, McNaughton had him all combobulated out there going left and right, and then Jonas Jepson, number 12, comes in there, and he's able to clean it up right here with a little help from number 33, Max Stearns.
So just to let you know, combobulated means you have things together, but discombobulated is to be.
What did I say?
You said combobulated.
Oh, discombobulated. Yeah, well.
Those are official
my
words.
My editor would have to edit my.
That's my job. That's my job to throw you under the bus in front of a national audience. That's my job. Here's Talapapa taking the handoff, and man, has he been strong tonight, and he is going to gash the Broncos again. That's going to be an 18-yard run for the senior. Man, he's been tough to bring down.
Yeah, and he just ran through probably 8 Broncos there.
Yeah. 91 yards on the game so far for him, 12 carries. He has been outstanding.
That time he ran right up the middle.
Yeah, nothing.
Well, he ran right into Remy Watcott, I believe.
There you go. It looks like they're going to give him the...
Nope, Cash Palmer.
Okay.
56.
Basically the same thing.
Yep, just a little taller.
They give him 1 yard on the run this time. That happened so fast I missed it. Thank you for catching that for me. Yeah, I tell you, these are such similar teams. You got the somewhat hurry-up offense for Manti here, and Broncos have their hands full. Looking for a big defensive stop here. Maybe a little holding on this play, but they're going to get to him again, and it is big Cash Palmer this time who snags the quarterback by his shirt tail and pulls him down for a loss of 2.
Great tackle there by Cash, able to get that big mid out there and grab it. Nice swim move off a double team, and then a spin to even get into position to make the tackle. Great use of his abilities there to swim and then spin to get off a double team.
When he grabbed Mason anchored into the dirt there. That was like two big ships, forces to be reckoned with against each other there. And it is a 3rd down and 10 after the sack. Ball is back on the Manti side at midfield at the 49. So a big 3rd down for both teams here. Mason throws into coverage. And, man, that almost looked like it'd be picked, but it's incomplete on the turf. 4th and 10.
And they're going to run out their punting team. Obviously, they don't want to give San Juan too much of a good thing here. Where I think if San Juan wouldn't have scored the last touchdown, you got to think Manti goes for this. But we'll see if they try to get him to jump. It's a true 10 yards almost. It's 9. It's almost right at 10.
I'd say watch out if you're San Juan. They don't go hard count, and he will punt it away. They avoid the punter. This is a nice punt back to the 15. Neves is going to make some guys miss, and now he's got lots of room again if he can get to the outside, and that is outstanding pursuit. Good job by Trip Palmer not to get a penalty in the blocking game here, but an outstanding job by, I can't see if that's number 2 or number 7 who's being chatted with here by the coach, but he did a great job making the tackle. It was number 7 who made the tackle here for Manti. So if it weren't for Spencer Robbins, Neves would have gotten a lot more yardage and might have been off to the races.
Yeah, isn't it always like that on a punt return or kick return? It's one guy to beat, one block to get, and it just never kind of goes in the favor of the Broncos in this game.
There was one other guy there to help, but, man, it was a good return again by Neves. That's back-to-back good returns for him. They're going to catch him from behind here, though, on the handoff, and he'll lose a yard on his first touch on this series.
Yeah, he was trying to follow Big Cash Palmer around there. I'd like to see him just bounce it. I know that you have your design, hey, this is the hole we want you to hit. Your blockers are there, but at some point you got to just feel that pressure coming behind and just bounce that and go. He had the outside.
It looks like they gave him no gain back to the line of scrimmage, and it's a run-pass option here, and Yeomans connects with Trip Palmer. That's a play that worked for the 60-yard touchdown in the first quarter. Here it's going to go for 10 yards. Pretty good coverage by Manti in the secondary that time.
We'll see at the spot. They haven't moved the chains yet.
Yeah, I would think that should be a first down, but we'll see.
They're looking at it. They've placed it on that sideline over there to see what they think.
And by the way, Carter Mason is 1 of 4 with only a very short completion here to start this
First
second half.
down, Rhett.
There you go.
They had to get the white hat over there. The other two refs, they don't have, that's above their pay grade. They can't make that call.
I could have told him it was 10 yards. That's what just went on my stat sheet right here. I mean, look. So the new set of downs for the Broncos. Ball is at the Manti 46.5. And Yeomans from the shotgun will hand off to Neves. Oh, and he slips down as he got to the line of scrimmage. That will actually lose a yard, and we're going to have a late flag here. And this is one of those undisciplined penalties that really kills you right here if this is against San Juan.
Yeah, we're going to see there's a Manti player that got held back by a teammate, and then the San Juan players are talking to their guys. But we'll see. It's usually the second guy that gets called in this situation.
Yeah. Well, it would be a loss of 1. I'm just going to, it's on San Juan, so this is going to be rough. This will make it
unsportsmanlike.
I think this will make it 1st and 25 is what's going to happen.
Not a good penalty right there. I know football is an emotional game, obviously.
It's passionate, yeah.
But you got to be able to keep your composure on both sides, no matter what color jersey you're wearing. And this is going to set San Juan back quite a bit when they have some momentum here.
Well, we've seen the Broncos be able to recover after bad penalties in years past. I don't know that they've had a whole lot of situations where they've needed to do that this year, but Manti has done a great job in this game of that, and we'll see if the Broncos can do it here.
Solid defense here, and they've got a lot of guys up there on that line. They showing blitz.
Yep. And the Broncos have a lot of guys up on the front, too. Now Jagger Neves makes a nice cut when he goes off tackle there. He will pick up a few of those yards. That's going to be a 7-yard gain for the senior. Not near about enough. They still have a long way to go, but they've got 3 more downs to get there.
No, it's 3rd down. They got 2 downs.
Pardon me. Oh, that was a loss of down. Gotcha. 123 yards rushing now for Jagger Neves. And they're looking to the sideline for the play here. And this Manti defense has given the Broncos headaches tonight. They're having to do things that are out of their character, out of what we've come expectant to see from this offense. Now Yeoman's in trouble, but it was set up on purpose. It was the screen, and the Broncos are going to get some good yardage out of it. Neves fighting for the first down marker. I think he's going to come up about a yard shy, but what an excellent play for the Broncos. Picks up 18.
Perfect time to call that little short, skinny screen out there as they've got their big set in with George McNaughton on the left side, lead blocker, and they throw that right side screen. Great block by Cash Palmer.
And now here's the inside shuttle pass, and this is going to go for a few yards. It almost looked like Trip Palmer was going to be able to break that, but it will go for a first down as they get 4. That, by the way, was a 4th down conversion very subtly for San Juan there.
You got another Manti player down, number 50's down.
These guys aren't going to have any players
in
left.
Some pain. Luckily, all of them have come back so far, but he's obviously not comfortable laying there in that position.
I just wonder if I hope I haven't messed up. I know last week I messed up on some of Jagger Neves' yardage. I got all this rushing yards, but I feel like they've thrown that screen to him maybe one other time that I missed, but at any rate, I've only got him for 32 yards receiving. So hopefully I haven't messed that all up. But
so what you're saying is we're going to spot
it's
Jagger,
unofficial, yeah.
Give or take 30.
Well, yeah, that's right. That's right. It's always unofficial. We know that. And then Max Preps will set me straight, and we'll get it right in the San Juan record when we write the story on Monday. So that's how that works every week.
So go buy a 75-cent paper on
Monday. That's right. That's right. And you'll get to
Wednesday.
You can listen to me on Friday nights, and then you can read me on Wednesday mornings if you like. So I got to think that's just way too much Rhett Sifford for everybody in the Red Rock area. But.
And if you're really in the mood, Wednesday's Sports Report, you're live on the radio.
Yikes! Yeah, it's just
and
too
that's
much.
my favorite morning show.
Well, I normally try to just give the guys in the studio the hardest time I possibly can. So,
Panguitch beat Monument Valley.
Okay.
And so I believe that's Panguitch's. It's their first year in 8-man football.
First victory.
And I believe
ever.
it's their first win of the season.
There you go. First win in school history. I'm sure they were pumped.
So it makes it a nice ride back to Panguitch from Monument Valley.
Right, right. Well, 1st and 10 for San Juan, and Jagger Neves takes the handoff for a short gain here, maybe a yard off left tackle. Man, this is hard fought right now for the San Juan offense.
You got a lot of moving parts down there. And you got guys pulling left and right on that offensive line, just trying to make gaps.
And here's Bo Yeomans in the pocket with a little pressure throw short, and it is going to be picked off inside the Manti 5. And a player is shaken up down there with a cramp as well after he comes down. So must have cramped out the hammy after going up, climbing the ladder there to get that pick. The 3rd interception of the night thrown by Bo Yeomans as he threw about 3 yards too short. And the guy who intercepted it died after the interception, so I'm having a tough time seeing who that was. Looks like it's going to be number 2, Isaiah Wright.
Yeah, I think the reason why it was short is that lineman got up in Bo's face right there, and he kind of couldn't really see down the field on that throw and just miscalculated the throw, didn't really step into it because that guy was right in his face. And anytime you get pressure on a quarterback and you're coming directly into him, that makes them hesitate. It doesn't let them step into that throw as they're used to and get their hips into it. And really, you can have all the arm strength in the world, but if you can't plant your feet, get your hips into the throw, that's really where your power, talk about baseball, football, no matter what, that's where your power is going to reach your hips. And when you have to shortchange that, sometimes that ball just falls short.
Well, unfortunately for Yeomans, he's thrown his 10th, 11th, and 12th interceptions on the season after going back-to-back weeks without an interception. So it's been tough in the passing game tonight. He's got 151 yards and the first quarter touchdown pass to Trip Palmer, but since then he's been held fairly quiet. And Manti will take over right around their own 5 after the pick by Isaiah Wright. And so Carter Mason working from inside his own end zone. And Taulapapa busts free into the San Juan secondary all the way out to the 20. That is a 15-yard run.
Wow. He just getting stronger as the night goes on, and he just bouncing off 2 or 3 tacklers as he runs up the middle. Just no answer for that kid right now.
No, he's been amazing. He's got 107 yards now. So, I mean, as far as yardage goes, it hasn't been mind-boggling or anything. The 25-yard touchdown run, but he's just been steady. I'm really surprised he doesn't have more than that, honestly, the way he's run tonight. But, yeah, he has been dangerous for the San Juan defense tonight, to be sure. 1st and 10 out at the 20. Taulapapa gets it again. Here he comes off tackle again, and he spins his way for another 18-yard run. Just as we said, this kid's exciting to watch for sure.
I think if you're the Manti coaching staff, you want to score a touchdown here, obviously, put San Juan down by 2 scores, but at the same time, you want to move that clock. And when your running back is getting 12, 13 yards a chunk, just keep feeding him the rock.
Well, yep, they're just going to keep using the clock right now. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Manti on the move, a new set of downs at their own 38. Back-to-back carries, Taulapapa, back-to-back first downs. And he will not get it this time as they fake the pitch to him, and the quarterback Hey, man, it wasn't broken. They tried to fix it that time as Jagger Neves, or excuse me, that was Jagger who got in and stopped the quarterback. I saw a 0. That's on the quarterback's jersey. That's a loss of 1 on the run for Carter Mason.
Yeah, but a good break for San Juan. You like it when you can switch it up a little bit and get some success on defense.
I wonder if they'll go back to Talapapa here. He's been tough to stop. 2nd down 11, and they do just that. And, man, he hits the far side with speed. Down the sideline he goes into the San Juan secondary again. And it is a pickup of 19 this time. Yeah, man, you're just going to have to keep handing it off to him. Right now, San Juan not showing they have any answer for his run.
Yeah, that kid's one that he may be playing 10 miles up the road next year.
Yeah. I know that they told me here before the kickoff tonight that there's a couple kids who are being looked at. I think this kid may be one of them, but Stone Mortensen, I think their receiver, is being looked at as well. So we'll see.
Snow College right up the road.
Yep.
Junior college football program.
Yep. Well, they got a new set of downs yet again. 3 first downs on this drive, and that time they trip him up. Who was that laying down right there who's now helping him up? That was Jagger Neves, who reached out and got the hand across the shin bone there to stop Talapapa for an honest 2-yard gain this time. That's his shortest run in a while.
Yeah, but the biggest damage is that you're taking it out of the defense, man.
Yep.
It is hard
Yep.
for a defensive lineman and linebackers when you're just getting pounded in the tackle box, run after run after run. It's a world of difference between pass blocking than run blocking.
Yeah, and if these guys can get a stop here, then they got to come right back out and try to play offense as well.
Sure.
So, but a big 2nd down here, 2nd and 8 for Manti as Mason takes the snap in the shotgun. He'll keep it himself on the fake pitch and gets 2 right up the middle.
2 or 3 yard gain brought down by Jagger.
I said 2. I'm going to stand by it. 3rd down and 6. 3rd down and a short 6 for Manti. Just over the 40-yard line, inside the 40 of San Juan. So the Templars in San Juan territory. But, man, they're really using some clock right now and just steadily moving the ball down. We're down to 95 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, and Manti still has the 28-20 lead. They led by 2 touchdowns at the half. The Broncos answered early in this 2nd half. That is an absolutely beautiful ball as they connect just beyond the sticks here to move the chains. As that's a 7-yard pitch and catch over here on the near side. Art, you talk about throwing to the sticks. They've been outstanding at that tonight.
Yeah, you just got to know field awareness and where your yardage is. And that's one thing Manti's receiving core has done. When they've needed a 1st down play, they've always been just past the sticks. They're aware of it. And that was one of those diving catches where he gets to go down low.
He's the only guy who could have gotten there.
Yeah, he threw him out of bounds, basically.
Yeah, Crowther was on his knees when he grabbed that. I have that as his first catch of the night. So 7-yard reception, enough to move the chains, and Manti keeps the drive alive. This time the Broncos get some penetration and stop Talapapa for no gain. So that is rare.
Trip Palmer
in there.
Tripped him up. See what I did there?
I see that. I like that.
Don't give me too much time to think.
That's what we pay you for, Art, right there, buddy. That's good stuff. I like it.
The biggest thing about this drive is, man, it has chewed up the clock.
Yep.
And if you're Manti, that's exactly, you'd like to go put points on the board. But if you can chew 9-10 minutes off a clock, holy cow, that's huge in a football game.
Well, they're about to conclude the 3rd quarter. Looks like they have to snap it one more time from the 30. Mason will hand off to Talapapa. Why not? And he will bust another one as he's going to drive his way through the San Juan secondary down to the 14-yard line. That is a 16-yard run again for the senior. He is a force to be reckoned with, and that concludes, or it should conclude the 3rd quarter. They're going to set back up and try to run it again, it looks like. And they will hand to Talapapa. This time he'll be driven backwards and will lose 3 unless they give him some forward progress. I thought that was going to be a bigger loss, but that will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. He's going to lose 1. So it was the Talapapa show in that 3rd quarter as he just steadily marched it down the field for his Manti Templars. They use a bunch of time off the clock, conclude the 3rd quarter. We'll step aside and return for the start of the 4th frame. It is the Manti Templars at home, leading San Juan 28-20 in a battle between a couple of heavyweights here in the state of Utah in football. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
At Energy Fuels, creating opportunities and participating in the local community is important to us. Thanks to our dedicated employees, we're safely producing critical materials that support cleaner energy sources and a better planet for future generations. Knowing that the youth of today will make great contributions tomorrow, Energy Fuels is a proud supporter of high school athletics within our communities.
Blue Mountain Foods, Monticello's hometown grocer, offers fresh meat, deli, bakery, and curbside pickup. Check BlueMountainFoods.com for weekly specials. Open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 64 West Center Street.
Welcome back live to Manti High School as we open up the fourth quarter here tonight. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Rhett Sifford alongside Art Adair welcoming you back. And Art, you're always just a giant well of information, and I know you have some to share with us. We'll get this play, and then we'll get to that in a second. As I don't know if this was the double pass, but here goes right to the outside. He's going to be pulled down from behind over on the far side. Inbounds, and it looks like he might be shaken up again. He's the guy who went down with that cramp a minute ago, so he's a little gimpy over there.
I know that over here they're saying, hey, but maybe on a horse collar, but there was no, he had him. He didn't bring him down. He grabbed him and slowed him down. I think he kind of went down on his own. But, yeah, so thanks to Dan Hunter out there.
That's
listening.
a handoff. Sorry.
Penguich, we reported their first win in 8-man football, but they actually played football from 1970 to 1975. They had a record of 7-47 back then.
Thank you.
So this is their first stint in 8-man and second stint of football.
So as usual, I have misspoken. Oh, my goodness, the snap sails over the quarterback's head. He has to retreat to get down on that ball and just can only down it. So that will go as a sack.
Bring up a big fourth down.
That is a big loss, and I smell some moisture in the air out here tonight in Manti.
Do we have a field goal kicker?
Woo, that's way back to the 25.
35-yard field goal.
I think that was a loss of 14, or I'm going to say 15 on that. Yikes for Manti.
Yeah, they're going to try it's just going to be a 35, 40. What, 42?
It'll be a 41, 41-yard kick. So who
is
this? Let's see who this is. They're going to try a 41-yarder. This kid was kicking the extra points.
He's a sophomore.
Tyler Steinfeld. The kick has the distance.
Got it.
And it is through the uprights. A 41-yard field goal is good for Tyler Steinfeld. Makes it 31-20, an 11-point lead for the Templars with 10:23 to go. So they can't get in the end zone. The Broncos get a bonus on the bad snap. But, man, I tell you what, you talk about a team that never says die, and whatever happens to them, they just drive through. They lose 15 yards and say, okay, we'll kick a field goal here on our home turf.
Yeah, and the biggest thing about that is now San Juan has to score twice.
Right.
So I mean, it's still a lot of game left here in the fourth quarter for two high-scoring offenses that have the ability to go down and score quick and often. But that makes it you have to do it twice. Instead of going down and just converting on a two-point conversion to tie this game up, now you've got to go down, score, kick it off, get the ball back, hold them or get onside, and then go score again. So, wow, what a kick, 42 yards. Right?
That's 41-yard kick. And, yeah, Hold'em, you talk about Hold'em, that's that chant that we had at Ball State before I came out here, that BRA chant, you know.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's how you hold them. So here's Manti kicking it away to San Juan. Broncos looking for a big return here and looking for a big possession on offense as well. It's the double reverse, and Trip Palmer, the last to touch it, and they kind of handed it off back into traffic in the middle of the field here with a couple of handoffs, and it will go for about 15 yards on the return out across the 20 to the 23.
Yeah, deep kick allows the kickoff team to get down there quicker, and it just didn't develop like they thought it would. But still, great job by Tripp to get positive yardage and start on the plus side of the 20.
And so we'll see what the San Juan offense can do now, needing to score into the fourth quarter. 10-13 to go in this ball game. The Broncos are down by 11. They have trailed for almost the entirety. They set up the bubble screen on the left side, and Jagger Neves hits the Jets. And this play will gash the Manti defense this time out to the 40. So that is a 17-yard gain.
And I think you're seeing a lot of things that you got George McNaughton still in there on that play at the fullback position. I think he's just trying to play chess with his old counterpart over here, his old teammate that kind of knows his stuff.
And here's a throw to the near side, and it was caught and now fumbled by Trip Palmer. It will go out of bounds. I'm thinking that's going to be a 3-yard catch, a fumble, but then a self-recovery.
I'm not
maybe
sure if
it went out of bounds.
Possession, but
he took a step or made a football move, I would say, with the ball. So, yeah, they're going to give him 6 yards on the catch, it looks like.
Yeah, it was a bang-bang pop-out.
Yep. So Palmer gets the 6-yard catch. The Broncos have a 2nd and 4, and a nice run up the middle for Jagger Neves will be just enough yards to move the chains. A 4.5-yard run for San Juan, and so now San Juan on the move a little bit.
Yeah, and Neves is taken backwards on that tackle, which gives him that extra half a yard.
I'm going to give him 5. Just call it.
I'd give him
make
5.5.
Command decision. I can't do that. I guess I could do 5.5 in here. And here's a pitch to Jagger Neves. To the outside he goes. Man, if he could have slipped the tackle, he would have had a lot of green grass ahead, but instead it'll go for 5 yards here, maybe 4, looks like, with the spot.
Yeah,
2nd down and 6, sorry.
One of the things Manti has done really well on defense is that solo tackle. That San Juan does not have as many rub-off tackles or bounce-off or, 2-3 point of contact before the tackle. Manti's been a good job at just tackling.
Well, 2nd down and 6, we'll say here for the Broncos, and Jagger Neves will bounce it to the outside off the handoff, and he runs a man over on the far side at the 30, gets inside the 30. This play originated from the 44, so let's see where they spot it. Looks like a pickup of exactly 14 yards for the senior as Jagger Neves starts the heat up here in the 4th quarter. Broncos needing a touchdown right now, marching it down the field. New set of downs at the 30. I'm not sure everybody was set there, but they allow the play to continue, and hey, if it ain't broke, Jagger Neves gets another handoff and goes for 9.
Keelano Hutchings out there blocking on that play, big number 78. Clearing a path. And that's what you need, your linemen. Just clear those big old lanes.
They've really been going to Jagger Neves on this series. We are down to 8:40 to go in the ball game now. San Juan down by 11. They keep handing off to Neves. This time he follows the blocker, bounces free, and runs untouched into the end zone after he got through the only guys who could have stopped him. And that is a big touchdown run for San Juan as they strike with 8:34 to go. And that is a 21-yard touchdown run for the San Juan senior, his 2nd of the ball game.
Great blocking up front to make that work is Trey Bradford, the junior lineman, 2nd-year starter. He pulls around there, just creates a gap in there. And then there was 2 guys that had the chance on Jagger. He just kept motoring through it as they go for 2 here, and Jagger's going to get in for 2.
There you go. So the Broncos add the 2, and they are suddenly back to within 5. That was an absolutely imperative score. Now with just over 8.5 to go, the Broncos with a little bit of momentum. Jagger Neves now with 2 rushing touchdowns in this second half and 22 on the season. And Art, the Broncos in business here. They were in a bit of a hole after that field goal down 11, but that's a huge score right there. Now they got to get a stop.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We saw a over 9-minute drive the last time out of the Templars, and there's only 8:34 left on the clock. So if you give the Manti Templars a 9-minute drive, they're going to win this game by 3 points.
Yep.
You've got to, if you're Coach Barron, you've got to figure out some type of a different package or a blitz scheme to stop that running back, to tie him up, to put pressure on the quarterback. Anything you can do on this drive, because this could be the winning drive. You can't allow them to keep the ball for 9 minutes, that's for sure.
Would you go to an onside here?
No, I'd kick it deep. Put your defense on the field, let them win the game for you.
And it's actually a bit of a pooch kick, I think, unintentionally here. So it operates somewhat like a failed onside kick as Manti will have the ball at their own 45 with excellent field position. So I know that's not how it was drawn up, but that's the hand that the San Juan D has been dealt.
Yeah, and a good field position for Manti. You can't let them score. You got to score twice if you do. You've got to get out of here. This defense has got to be a gut defense. Everything you've got, if you're a defensive player right now for San Juan, you got to wrap up, you got to drive backwards, you got to read the ball and be physical.
On first down, Carter Mason has plenty of time. Steps back around the pocket to the outside and guns one to the left side. Incomplete, miscued with Isaiah Wright right there. He had him wide open.
Well, Rhett, he also had 20 yards of wide open field there. I'm not sure why he throws that ball, because it stops the clock for one.
Yeah.
Puts you in 2nd and 10. Run that ball. You've got everyone tied up. The defense is behind you almost. You've got 15 yards. Just run that thing.
Yeah, he zipped it, but totally incomplete. And so.
Exactly what San Juan needed, though.
Yeah. So the incompletion drops him to 13 of 23 on the night. He's only completed 2 passes in the second half. So they go back to the ground, and this has never been a misfire tonight. Handing the ball to Talapapa, and he goes for another 11-yard gain for the Manti Templars, and they move the chains.
And they just don't have an answer for him. I would like to see him just go to a two-back set, spy on that running back, and just tell him, you're middle contain. Because he's just beating them in the trenches. And you got to get off the field, get your offense back on to give them a chance. We're at 8 minutes now in the fourth quarter.
And Carter Mason steps up, works in the shotgun. He'll fake the handoff, keep it himself, rumbles ahead for 9 yards just like that, down to the San Juan 35.
Yeah, Manti just flexing their muscle right here in the run game. And San Juan just has no answer for him right now. The last 2 drives. Manti, they're going to walk their quarterback over, give him the call from the sideline. They're perfectly fine with using the entire play clock here, snapping it with 4 seconds left and running the ball like they are. They've got 1 yard to go, and if they hand it to number 23, he's probably going to get that.
Yeah, he has been almost unstoppable, especially here in this second half. And they will hand as flags come in. It, I believe, would be a first down for Manti here. And they are clapping on the Manti side.
I think you're going to have a face mask against San Juan, which is going to move that ball forward.
And with the spot, it looks like it may not have been first down yardage, but they surely will move the chains with the penalty. So the penalty will move this all the way down to the San Juan 20 and a new set of downs for the Manti Templars. I think a 1 yard run that time for Talapapa, but that is the small part of what just happened there.
And if the score was tied, you'd be like, hey, that's okay. Let's let them score quick here so we can get the ball back. Don't let them use the whole clock. But where they're up by 3, you've got to stop them.
So 1st and 10 from the San Juan 20. Manti on the move, up by 3. Sorry. Yeah, they are up by 3. That's that Ball State math for you. As they hand off to Talapapa again. Man, he's been the yeoman here, no pun intended, for Manti, and that's a pickup of 4.
I haven't even mentioned for the radio, folks, that they actually have the play clock down here, like college fields do at Manti.
Yeah, it's humongous.
So the quarterbacks, they can just sit there and watch that when they're trying to kill time on their drive here.
Which they are. So, yeah, Carter Mason is using that as they bring it to the line of scrimmage now with 5 left on the play clock. They'll send 2 in motion. Actually just readjust them to the other side, and now a fake pitch. Mason keeps it himself. He missed the hole. He had a hole there, but popped it to the outside on the left here, and he's dragged down by a couple of defenders for San Juan, Jagger Neves included. And no gain or maybe a yard on that run for Mason.
Coming up on 5 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the game here. And we haven't had a timeout this half, I believe.
Yeah, I don't believe so. And San Juan right now in desperate need of a stop. I mean, at the very worst, maybe allowing another field goal here for Manti, but I don't know if Manti would go for it, as that would not put him up by a touchdown. So I guess it would. It put him up by 6. Touchdown without the extra point. So that's correct. And that makes a difference in 2A football, I'll tell you. As Talapapa gets the handoff again, and he rumbles across the 15 down to the 14. That's a pickup of 3.
4th down and
4. It will be
4th
down, yeah. So he's got 180 yards on the night now, 24 carries. He's got more carries now, finally, than Carter Mason has pass attempts.
I think I kick the field goal here. Go up by a touchdown. Go up by 6. And then not only do you have to San Juan has to score, they also got to convert the PAT,
right?
Which they haven't tonight on a time. And they haven't tried. They tried the 2-point was no good there. They tried the 2-point was no good.
Yeah.
And they haven't tried to kick it yet for the PAT. So, and Manti's going to call a timeout and talk about it. If I'm Manti, I kick a field goal here. At least it gives you an option.
Yeah.
To make them have to score the touchdown and score the point after try.
Well, this is
you got two shots to stop them, Rhett.
That's right. This is all we could have hoped for tonight. This is what we expected. We expected to be close. I expected it to be a battle all the way down to the end, and they have not disappointed tonight. This has been a real battle. San Juan shown a lot of heart staying in this thing and scoring the 2 touchdowns here in the second half. Now to pull at one point, well, they pulled back to within 3. The lead was 11 for Manti there briefly. Manti led for 2 touchdowns for quite a while. So San Juan has showed some heart. Now they need the defense to come up huge right here, and it depends on what Manti calls. Boy, a blocked field goal return for a touchdown would be exciting right here, wouldn't it?
I think they're going to go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, they bring out the offense and spread them out. They could also be going for hard count here, yep. San Juan has jumped once tonight, so we'll see what happens here as the band plays right through the snap, and they keep playing. I love it here in Manti. Carter Mason throws incomplete on the far side. No flag on the field, and it's a turnover on downs. The Broncos will take over at the 14.
Yeah, I tell you, wow. And you're right, the band kept playing, which, in high school football, it's open atmosphere, not really. But, yeah, it's if it would have been the other team, that's a no-no.
Interference.
But, wow, what a play there. What a stand on defense, and what a defensive play there by the defensive back. I don't know who it was, but jumped in there to swat that ball down. And now San Juan, they're where they want to be. Now, what are they going to do?
Manti got the look they wanted. Carter just couldn't connect with his man. He's had his passing struggles here in the second half. And speaking of struggles, Jagger Neves slips down again. There must not be a lot of traction out there. And no gain on this carry for the senior. So not the way the Broncos wanted to start right here.
Man, this is where championship teams step up to the plate and hit it out of the park here.
They'll hand it to him again, and he's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage this time. And maybe a yard and a half, too.
Yeah, 2 back-to-back run plays inside the tackles that go for maybe a yard and a half apiece. Huge third down for both teams here. You got to convert this. 4-down territory.
Broncos are at their own 16 with a 3rd and 8. Yeomans fakes a pass to the right, comes back to his left. Throws complete, but Manti is in the backfield to drop the Broncos for a loss, and it's 4th and long.
Wow, they read that one clean. They knew it was coming. That defender was not fooled. He stayed out there, and now San Juan goes to their deuce package.
Who was the catch there? Is that
Jagger.
Palmer? Jagger, okay. Wow.
Tried that little running back screen that they ran a couple times already.
Yeah, it didn't work that time, so a huge, obviously, 4th down right here with 3:10 to go. Oh, they're going to punt it. So it's the short punt by the quarterback. The Broncos are going to rely on the defense here with 3 minutes to go. So the ball is at the 50 again. That's where Manti was before. And now, obviously, San Juan has to have a huge stop right here with just over 3 minutes to go.
Wow. What a
craziness.
What a huge turn of events to go from stopping Manti as they're driving into the end zone. And then you go 3 and out, punt it. I really thought that it went for it on 4th down there. Just statistically, and the way the game has gone, Manti's averaged, probably at least 4 minutes a drive.
Yeah.
You're down to 3:03 on the clock. You may never not see the ball again the way that running back's been moving the ball.
Yeah, they can't allow Manti, obviously, to just start stringing together first downs right here.
Well, and you got to start using timeouts, too, if you're San Juan.
Yeah, especially,
After second down, at least, you got to call a timeout if you could put them 2nd and long.
So they start at midfield, and the Broncos do get into the backfield and stop Talapapa for a gain of only 2 here.
And we're going to have a hurt. Nope, he's getting up. Yeah, I think if you can get them set, if you only give up a couple of yards here, you get them 2nd and 5 or longer. I think if you're San Juan, you call a timeout. Typically, you'd wait to the 3rd down. But I think with the time allowed, you probably call it after this down if you can hold them.
Oh, and the Broncos jump offside, and that is going to move it 5 yards closer. So this is going to be second down and 3 as the ball goes inside the San Juan 35 to the 34, and you can't have that.
And the thing it did, it took 30 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, right. And now the clock will run again.
And you get a new play clock.
Yep.
Another 40 seconds to take off. And I don't know why Manti's even coming to the ball.
Yeah, I was going to say,
right now.
well, let's see if they use all the time here on this play clock. That would be a tactical blunder if they do not. And now they will, it looks like, take the time. So it's not a tactical blunder by the Manti.
For those on the radio, we're at 2:08 right now with 18 seconds on the play clock, so they could take this under 2 minutes on second down and 3.
What a game here tonight in Manti. It's 31-28. Templars on their home field. They're going to tick it down inside 5 seconds before they snap this ball. And Carter Mason has it go over his head. He reached up and snagged it miraculously. And Taulapapa gets to the sticks with some second effort, and it's going to move the chains, I think. That's a pickup of 4.
How does that happen? You know, it's a bad snap over his head that delays the timing of the play, and they're still able to get it down, hand it off, and pick up a first down.
It's impressive.
It's just concentration.
Yeah.
The ball rolling your way.
Yeah, those two
all
guys.
The luck.
Yeah. That running back, Taulapapa, has just been outstanding tonight in many ways, and right there it's him waiting for that handoff right there.
And I wonder if now San Juan is just conceding the point that because we're at a minute 18, 17, clock still ticking, no timeouts being called.
It's going to be delay of game. It should have been delay of game right there. They did not get the ball snapped before the play clock expired. I think there's some murmuring in the clock operator's side over there. But they allowed that play, and now we're going to have a timeout, I think, San Juan here, or I'm not sure what's going to happen. Are they going to call the delay of game? No, they allowed the play to stand.
Yeah,
it'll be a second down and 8 after a 2-yard gain from, I'm guessing, Taulapapa there.
We've got a timeout. They're going to put some time back on the clock.
Wowzers, but it is down to virtually a minute here, and
San Juan with only 2 timeouts now.
So they can only hope to get the ball back here if they use all their timeouts. But you can't allow for a first down here, ends the game.
Tell you, Rhett, you look outside and at those light posts, and there is a swarm of moths. It is, I've never seen it that bad, but holy cow, they grow them big down here in San Pete County.
Man, I tell you, this has been an absolute battle here tonight between some opponents, some foes who have seen each other a lot on the camp field, 7-on-7s.
Well, there for a minute, it looked like Manti might run roughshod on them, and San Juan came out after halftime with a good game plan, defensively and offensively, got a stop, went down and scored. But Manti has just gotten all the breaks, Rhett. I've said it a couple times, and I'll continue to say it. When things go wrong, it seems to go right for them. A high snap, a low snap, ball on the turf, and then they pick it up. 29 yards for a first down. They pick it up, they score. It's just unreal.
Well, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The quarterback, Mason, is only 2 for 7 in the second half. But the running back, Taulapapa, appropriately enough, has picked up the slack. And he is going to end the game with an unbelievable touchdown run from the 39-yard line. They had numerous opportunities but could not bring him down as he weaved his way through the San Juan defense into the end zone. And that's a pretty appropriate bookend to this second half, the way this kid played in the third and fourth quarters as he took the team on his shoulders. When the passing game fell off, he came on, and it's a big 39-yard touchdown run to conclude things here tonight.
Yeah, they just had no answer for that kid. When he has gotten out in space, he just running over everybody, arm tackles. They just cannot bring him down. He gets through 1, 2, 3, probably 4 tackles on that run, and just they've had no answer for him. He has been their Achilles heel as the PAT is good.
That's their first touchdown of the second half, Art. And, of course, it's ultimately basically just a bookend to the game. The first down would have sealed the deal just as well, but they do get into the end zone on one of the last plays of the game here tonight as Taulapapa carries for his, it's unbelievable. This is just his 3rd touchdown run of the season, 2 of them tonight. He only had one coming in, but I guess with Ty Pringle out now, who was the second. Well, actually, this isn't the receiving game here. So actually, that's incorrect. Talapapa, I'm sorry, yeah. So the rushing game, that is his 10th rushing touchdown. Pardon me. So he's got one receiving touchdown. I was in the wrong column, but 9th and 10th rushing touchdowns tonight. The leading running back for this team showed why he is that tonight. And an impressive finish for the Manti Templars here against the San Juan Broncos. And it looks like the Broncos are going to fall to 5-2 on the year, down by 10 now with 55 seconds to go. Receiving the kick, a kick return for TD would be nice here if you're the Broncos. But instead, the kick returner is going to get swashbuckled at the 25-yard line. That was an absolute DDT down there.
But I think it was a good decision. I don't think that was the play they had drawn up. They had the wall set up on that left side over there. Right. They wanted to run that fake reverse and give it to Jagger, or the reverse to Jagger, have the other back come around this way. But, man, that's a long ways to go, and the defense is already down there. The kickoff team, smart just to get up the field and get what you can get your offense on the field.
So here come the Broncos. We'll see if they can somehow pull out a miracle here. You got to start throwing the ball downfield for sure, and they're going to go short yardage here over into the flat to Jagger Neves, kind of on a check down pattern. He's going to lose 2.
Yeah, at this point in the game, that doesn't get you anywhere. It burns too much clock. It benefits you for a 2-yard loss there, honestly. Just go down the field right here, set it up and go.
2nd down 12. Yeomans will air one out here now, and little stutter step over there by the intended receiver. Got him out of rhythm. I think that was Tripp over on the far side. Unable to. Oh, nope. Sorry. Is that
Tripp's
Brigg?
Over here.
Not sure who that. Maybe Cole Duke over there.
Cole Duke. Yeah, I would really like to see them ISO Tripp on that wide side. They've got Cole over there ISO'd. Tripp's to the skinny side, to the sideline. But, man, you put Tripp over there and let him go get one now. Manti is playing a high safety here. They don't want anything back behind them. They're in a cover 3, looks like.
Well, just 19 seconds to go and a 3rd down and long for San Juan. They're going to go for the screen here. A little bit out ahead of Jagger Neves, but he catches up to it. But it will only go for 7 yards. And now I think the Broncos would have to stop the clock with a timeout in order to proceed here.
Yeah, 10 seconds, and someone's stopped the clock.
And I can hear someone going nuts in the crowd. I love it.
And this is the thing, Rhett. Anytime we're in an opposing game, and we haven't been at many in the 5 years we've been doing this together where San Juan's lost. For 4 years, never.
Yeah.
But it almost seems like when a team gets up on San Juan or like they're going to beat them, man, it's like
when you beat Alabama almost in the
it's
college ranks.
Like
people
their
going to
state
storm the field.
championship game to
that
them.
Tells
it's like,
you.
And it should be because, hey, you're beating one of the premier programs in the state in my mind.
It is.
You're beating them right now by 10 points. But, man, it almost feels like these guys are going to have a trophy and rush the field.
I think they are going to rush the field as Yeomans will throw it to the near side. And incomplete, intended for Brigg Palmer over here on 4th down. So that's going to turn it over on downs, but just 2 seconds remain in the game. And, yeah, that just tells you what the people across the state think of this San Juan team. And, Art, for Manti, this is a huge win. To come in 3-3 with a couple of tough losses against really tough teams in the 3A ranks, this is the type of win that can really bolster you for the rest of the year for sure, and they play in a tough division or a tough classification. So
I agree. It's going to make you feel good about yourself for the next week. But at the same time,
it's over.
It's not a 3A opponent. It's not a region opponent. And right now they're 4th in the 3A, so they've got some huge ground to make up in their own division.
Yep.
Where San Juan came in here and went toe-to-toe with a good team and just unfortunate to come out of here with a loss. But at the same time, hold your head high because this is a 3A opponent, and that's the reason why there's separation. But you went toe-to-toe to them for most of the game, and at one point we're only down by 3 here. And I just tell you, I can't say his name. You say it so good, it rolls off your tongue.
Talapapa.
But that kid had a game tonight. I tell you,
real big game. I'm player of the game. I'm sure.
And he just was unstoppable.
Yep.
And when you get a guy like that, sometimes that's just the way the dice fall.
Yep.
Nothing against the San Juan Broncos, and they'll bounce back next week at home. We get to go home for once.
Yep.
But what a hard-fought game and what a battle between 2 giant contenders. And now this team I believe 2 years ago, Manti, now obviously it's a different team because you lose classes, but this coaching staff was in the state championship game and lost to Richfield. I watched that game.
Yeah, it was a good
they
game.
are well coached, just like San Juan, and the ball bounced their way tonight in a couple of things, and San Juan shouldn't hang their head. So I'll go down and see if we can get Coach Christensen to come up while you clear up some stuff.
I will take a break. We'll start the post-game show, and we'll talk about some stats when we return. We do hope to get a conversation with Coach Christensen. It was a 38-28 final tonight. Manti winning it on their home turf in a knockdown drag-out, just as we expected here tonight between a couple of Utah football heavyweights in the lower classes tonight. 2A number 1 versus 3A number 4, and 3A number 4 comes out on top. I am disappointed that these people are not rushing the field right now. I expect to see grandparents running out there with their grandkids and I don't know what, but we'll step aside and we'll return to the booth here at Manti High School in just a minute as we open the postgame show. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Canyonlands Tire and Blanding offers top quality tires, auto repairs, and fast service. Stop by for all your tire needs. Your local tire experts at Canyonlands Tire.
At Red Mechanical, we believe strong communities start with strong support, and that includes cheering on our local high school athletes. We've proudly served the Four Corners with dependable HVAC and plumbing solutions, keeping homes and businesses comfortable season after season. From the field to your front door, we're here for you. Red Mechanical, proud supporters of high school sports and our local communities.
San Juan Building Supply in Blanding has lumber, tools, and building materials for any project. Enjoy quality products and expert advice. Call 435-678-2000 or come in and see us at 1050 South Main Street.
Welcome back to Manti High School, Friday Night Lights postgame show on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. And those of you watching the video on StreamUtah.Live can see the team having a postgame powwow after suffering a tough 38-28 loss here tonight at Manti. We want to take a look at some final game stats, and really when it comes down to it, like Art and I said here tonight, Taulapapa, the player of the game in our minds, 227 yards rushing tonight unofficially. Had him for 2 rushing touchdowns, a 25-yarder in the second quarter, and a 39-yarder to bookend it here tonight on one of the final plays of the game. Kind of a token touchdown, a first down would have ended the game just as well, but he does get into the end zone to close things out tonight. So a very impressive night for the Manti senior as he really took it on his shoulders in the second half. The passing game fell off quite a bit. They had 173 yards passing in the first half and only got 8 passing yards in the second half unofficially. So it was really the running game that made it happen in the second half, and that really was on the shoulders of Taulapapa. So really impressive second half for him, and our player of the game tonight is that young man. He also had 34 yards receiving tonight and a receiving touchdown. So 3 touchdowns on the night for him. The 20-yard catch back in the second quarter. So those were all key touchdowns for this Manti offense. In the passing game, we just mentioned 166 yards tonight unofficially for Carter Mason. He was pretty quiet in the second half. Looks like he was only, 5 for 7 in the second half after going 11 for 17 for 158 yards in that first half. And so he didn't do a whole lot in the passing game in the second half. He threw 3 touchdowns on the night, though, and the 2 interceptions. His main target in that first half, of course, was Isaiah Wright, who ended the game tonight with 81 yards receiving on 6 catches and the 21-yard touchdown. Let's see who else he went to tonight. Of course, Taulapapa, we mentioned his 34 yards receiving on 3 catches and the 20-yard touchdown reception. Stone Mortensen, who did not have a touch in the second half, had 3 catches in the first half for 48 yards and a 24-yard touchdown catch. So those were the 3 touchdowns in that first half passing-wise for Manti. But like I said, it was all running game in the second half for this Manti Templar offense, and that got the job done. They did get a 41-yard field goal tonight from number 9, Tyler Steinfeld. So that was pretty impressive, and that gave them all the distance they needed. At the time, it was an 11-point lead on San Juan, and the Broncos were never able to overcome that. They got back to within the 3 points, but then Manti added the late touchdown to close it out. So the Templars end with 463 yards of offense tonight, 181 yards passing, 282 on the ground, all unofficial, of course. 3 touchdowns in the passing game tonight, 2 interceptions, and 2 rushing touchdowns to close things out. For the San Juan Broncos, Bo Yeomans threw for 175 yards tonight. I need to figure up his, let's see, it was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. He was 17 for 30 unofficially tonight by my stats. Like I said, for 175 yards. He had the 60-yard touchdown pass to Trip Palmer way back in the first quarter, and then threw 2 interceptions tonight as well. And his main target was Trip Palmer tonight, who ended the night with 117 yards receiving on 9 catches and the 60-yard touchdown pass, which was the second pass attempt of the night for Trip Palmer tonight. Everything else was fairly quiet the rest of the night, which is not the way it's been these past couple weeks for the sophomore quarterback and his receiver crew. Jagger Neves had a good night on the ground tonight once again, though. He carried 25 times for 179 yards unofficially, and the 5-yard touchdown run. And then let's see. I know we had some other ball carriers tonight. Well, Jagger also caught 6 passes tonight from Yeomans for 50 yards, so that's in the stat sheet. Yeomans carried 3 times tonight for 11 yards, and he did have the 6-yard touchdown run in the second quarter, so that was the other rushing touchdown. Brig Palmer had 1 catch tonight for 10 yards, and Jace Razor did not have a touch in the second half. He ended the night with 1 catch for 2 negative yards tonight. So for the Broncos in the second half, just 56 yards passing and an interception, 113 yards rushing in the second half was the most production, and the 2 touchdowns on the ground in the second half. So all total tonight, 365 yards of total offense. So they were outgained by about 100 yards tonight by Manti. 175 yards in the passing game, 1 TD, 3 interceptions. 190 yards rushing tonight with 3 touchdowns, and 2 of them for Jagger Neves. I think I said he only had 1 rushing touchdown, but he had 2, and Bo Yeomans had the other. So I did not mark down, for whatever reason, Trip Palmer's second touchdown. I missed it on here, so my apologies there, but we just corrected ourselves and got it here now. And, of course, all these stats completely unofficial, and my apologies if anything is way off the mark. It looks like the Broncos are done with their session down on the field after the game. I'm not sure if we're going to get an opportunity to talk with head coach Barkley Christensen, but we'll extend the post-game show and see if we can get him up here in the booth to close things out this evening. Again, a tough 38-28 loss here tonight in Manti for the San Juan Broncos, who fall to 5-2 on the year. We'll take a break, and we'll return to the Manti High School football field for the Friday Night Lights postgame show on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Lee Collision Repair and Restoration in Blanding offers top-quality auto body and glass services. Visit us on North Grayson Parkway or call Jackson at 435-485-0069 today.
San Juan Credit Union, providing exceptional financial products in southeastern Utah for over 60 years, is proud to support our local high schools. With branches in Blanding, Monticello, and Bluff, along with an ATM in Montezuma Creek, access to those products is easier than ever. San Juan Credit Union offers checking and saving accounts, bill pay, a wide array of loans, and much more, all on a full-service website and mobile app. Plus, they're federally insured by the National Credit Union Association. San Juan Credit Union, your money, your future, your credit union.
San Juan County Adult Education empowers adults with technical, business, and college skills to join the workforce. Earn a high school diploma or GED. Visit a USU Learning Center or email gina.grover@sjsd.org to learn more. For over 75 years, San Juan Health has offered top medical care in Blanding, Monticello, and Spanish Valley. Visit sanjuanhealth.org for our services. San Juan Health, chasing perfection since 1947.
Here at Utah Naval Health System, our mission statement is we exist to improve your quality of life through comprehensive, self-empowered, culturally sensitive, and amazing customer service.
Need fast internet in San Juan County? Emory Telcom delivers blazing fast fiber with no contracts and free installation. Power your home with reliable connectivity. Visit emorytelcom.com for details today.
Get the resources and quality of a big school education and the support of a smaller school at Utah State Blanding. Explore over 70 degree and certificate programs to find your perfect fit and experience personalized learning with small class sizes and dedicated faculty while getting the classic college experience. A Utah State education is affordable too, thanks to competitive tuition and tons of scholarship opportunities. Visit blanding.usu.edu to learn more about becoming an Aggie in Blanding.
Welcome back live to Manti High School. One final time, Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. It's Rhett Sifford and Art Adair here going to close things out for you. And I've already added all my 2 cents or 4 cents or whatever it was. And you guys had to look at my face way too much there, too, on the StreamUtah.Live stream. But, Art, maybe just some closing words as we finish it out tonight. Obviously a tough loss for San Juan tonight.
Yeah, tough loss and a heartbreaker for them. Obviously, I think after halftime they came out with a good game plan. They really shut down some things. I know the running back really had a lot of yards, but I think only scored 1 rushing touchdown in the second half, right?
Yeah, and it was just that one that they really ultimately didn't need. Yeah, so, that was their only touchdown at all of the second half.
Yeah, I felt like they made some huge adjustments coming out of halftime. I feel like they might have been too far down. But at the same time, they're only down by 3 there. The awesome field goal by that kid. You just don't see field goals in
ultimately was the difference. Yeah, and ultimately was the difference.
And then at the end of the game, I know the score at the end is going to be 28-38, and people are going to say it's 10-point, but right there at the end, that last touchdown, you got to kind of give that a second glance, and it really was a 3-point game.
Yeah.
Kudos to San Juan. They played their guts out. I think they came into this game thinking that there were some Templars that were hurt. They weren't sure who was going to play, who wasn't. And honestly, Rhett, I coached for, 8 years in high school and 15 years to all total in other junior high and rec. And sometimes it's a mental game for kids. And when they think they're coming out against a team that's, maybe a little down in the dumps, maybe hurt, maybe beat up, maybe your psyche comes out and you're not as intense as you want to be. And I think that could have been in talking with some of the people down in the program, some of the feeling, but also I don't think they thought that number 23, I'm not going to say his name because I'm going to butcher it.
Taulapapa is the good one.
Taulapapa.
Yeah.
I don't think they thought he was going to run as much as he did. I thought they kind of expected more of a passing game out of this team, and they just kind of caught him off guard. But, 3A, 2A, you'd like to win them all. Last year they lost 2 games, ended up being state champs. They got a great chance to do it this year, so kind of a bummer this game, this 3A game falls in the middle of region play.
Yeah.
But with the scheduling, you took what you can get. So it'll be exciting to get in next week. Here's the biggest upside for Broncos fans out there and for this team that I've found over 20 years of coaching. Anytime you get beat, that next week of practice is a lot more intense than the previous week.
Yeah.
And you're refocused. And so losing outside of the playoffs is not always a bad thing. I know we want to go all undefeated, but at the same time, losing teaches us a lot about ourselves and also teaches us a lot about what we need to do better to continue the winning streak. So that's all I got. Kudos to Manti Templars and their team tonight, their coaching staff. They came out and just executed on all phases of football.
Well, I'm just going to say it was an excellent game tonight, and it's just the kind of game as a broadcaster you want. I know it's not exactly what you want as a San Juan fan tonight. I know the folks here are very happy that this is how it ended up. It was a hard-fought battle tonight, just like we expected, between a couple of great teams. And tonight it was Manti. The next time these guys face each other, it could be San Juan, and they will come to Blanding next year. So that should be a lot of fun when that happens. But, yeah, man, these are the type of games that you love. A couple of tough teams duking it out on the gridiron. And, made the best team win, and it was really all it was cracked up to be tonight. Great game. San Juan comes out on the short end, and they'll have to gather back up the momentum, like you said. They've got homecoming against Grand next week, so it's obviously going to be a massive fall off in opponent quality. No offense to anybody out there in the listening area, but this is obviously a great team they face tonight. They're going to just have to go back to the drawing board, gather it back up, and get ready for the next game, and that's how it goes.
And this is great film and great preparation and great coachability here to roll into the playoffs in a few weeks and get where you need to be in the two-way playoff scheme. So I don't take too much out of a loss like this other than what you can learn.
No, absolutely. And they will, and we'll look forward to talking with Barclay Christensen before the game next week when Grand comes to town.
And just to tell the fans, he was going to come up, but he was down there. I don't want you to think that we're not interviewing Coach Christian because they lost, and he was like, hey, I'm not going to do this. So for those of you still with us, went down, had a conversation with him, and he is a player's coach. Mm-hmm. He is down there talking to almost, literally
we did get to see that.
Every player down there, and I think he wanted to take that time to console those kids. Mm-hmm. I saw him talking to the young quarterback, consoling him, it's an emotional game. Saw him talking to Jagger, to a couple other guys, and just working through the players. And I think wisely that's where his time needs to be spent right now, not up here with two, bald-headed, bearded men. But just a quality coach down there spending time and just letting those kids know the relevance of this game and what happened and where they go from here. And that's what you want him to do. And as a parent of a player on that team, that's exactly where he needs to be right now. So it's not that he didn't want to come up here. It's just that he knew that he was needed
right on
down there.
Well, we will look forward to talking with him next week for sure after the dust settles. That'll do it for us here tonight, though. It is a 38-28 final in favor of the hometown Manti Templars. They're still celebrating out on the field right now and having a good time here tonight. I don't know if this was homecoming for them tonight. I guess not.
So.
It was definitely neon night. The cheerleaders had on the reflective vest tonight. I asked someone, I was like, what is with the reflective vest? Are these girls just trying to be super safe out there? They said, no, it's neon night. So
I'm sure the lights on this field will be on till midnight tonight.
Yeah, and I wonder if they have black lights. It would look awesome.
They'll be down here enjoying this win as long as they can.
Yeah, that's a big win for their program, and that'll bolster them, headed down the home stretch of this season. So want to say some thanks on our side before we close it out tonight, of course, to all the sponsors. We will thank you final time by name. Thanks a huge amount to the StreamUtah.Live guys, Lane Palmer and Caleb Carr, who travel all the many thousands of miles that we do, and they do the harder work, and they make all the video look outstanding. We had some great shots tonight, great camera work tonight, and just great quality on the broadcast, so thanks to you guys. I think that's everybody to thank. I want to thank all the listeners and the viewers. You're the reason why we do this, and, of course, next week, Grand comes to town for homecoming, so we're looking for that. I know you've got the Walk Your Socks Off for Cancer event going on as part of homecoming next week, so check that out. You can search online to find some info about that. That's sponsored by the Utah Navajo Health System, and so that's a good little event going on next Saturday at the San Juan High School track. Lots of other stuff going on for homecoming week, of course. But that'll do it for us here tonight. So from Manti High School, on behalf of Art Adair, it's Rhett Sifford signing off. We'll see you next week in Blanding for homecoming with Grand in town. Have a great rest of your weekend, high school sports fans.
Friday Night Lights is a production of Red Rock 92 Sports and StreamUtah.Live. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, San Juan Building Supply, Blue Mountain Foods, Bradford Tire, Desert Rivers Credit Union, San Juan School District Adult Education, Colleen Kays, Four Corners Homes, Peterson Medical, San Juan Counseling, Creative Floors, Holiday Construction, Lee Collision Repair and Restoration, San Juan Health, Crowley Construction, Monson's Quality Meat Processing, Northern Electric, San Juan Insurance, Dependable Auto Repair, Precision Rehab, Red Mechanical, San Juan School District CTE Programs, Diamond Designs, Blue Mountain Hospital, Energy Fuels, San Juan Public Health, Emory Telcom, Countywide Realty, Red's Ace Hardware, Canyonlands Tire, Empire Electric, Flights Gymnastics, Utah Navajo Health System, Utah State University Blanding, San Juan Pharmacy, Four Corners Regional Care Center, Jones and DeMille Engineering, Napa Motor Parts, San Juan Credit Union, Primary Residential Mortgage, and Westcott Motors. We're the home of live high school sports coverage in southeastern Utah, Classic Hits Radio, Red Rock 92, and StreamUtah.Live.